Hello, everyone. I'm JustHearMeowt. Welcome to my channel. The Brian Walshe trial has finally started. And if you don't have time to watch 8 hours of court each day, then this live session is for you because you'll get everything you could want or need right here in less than a quarter of the time. If you don't know who Brian Walshe is, he's a moron who's on trial for the murder of his wife, Anna, who disappeared on New Year's Day, January 2023. Now you might ask, well, how do we know she's dead if she was never found? Well, she wasn't found because Brian dismembered her body and got rid of it in local area dumpsters. And that's not an allegation. He literally changed his plea to guilty on the charges related to lying to the police and dismembering her body just a few weeks before the trial began. But Brian is adamant that while he might have cut up his dead wife's body, he did not murder her. Of course, this is somewhat hard to believe, not just because of the dismemberment, but because this genius used his son's iPad to Google searches such as, quote, can he be charged with murder without a body, end quote, quote, best way to dispose of body parts after a murder, and other searches related to the removal of DNA evidence, etc. I really can't wait to see what the defense comes up with on this one. And of course, before we begin, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, this is a commentary channel meant to entertain and enlighten and inform, which means, of course, I will be pausing and talking during the video. And if you do enjoy what you see here, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Make sure to check out the different playlists in the description of this video about the different subjects we cover, such as Sarah Boone, Lauren Armstrong, Diane Downs. The list is getting bigger every day. Basically, if they're an idiot and a criminal, we're going to cover them. So hello to everyone who's here with us live in the chat, and hello to the replay crew. Please remember to hit the like button so we can avoid all unnecessary situations that would follow. All right, let's go. Welcome, everyone. Wow, that was close. 6 seconds with the restart coming back in. The mic wasn't working. Let me bring up our co-host. Tonight we have Suma here. Hello, Suma.
Hi.
Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Suma's channel is linked in the description of the title of this video and in the description of the video. She is going live actually during the day, during the trial. So if you want to watch it with friends, go ahead and sub over to Suma. Watch it during the day. I unfortunately have a life, so I can't do all.
I was waiting. I was like, this sounds very nice.
So what we're not just going through it. So what I've done is I've cut down to the important parts of the day. So we're going to cover the opening statements for both the prosecution and the defense, the interviews from the police to Brian. The sound in the court is not great. I don't think it's the interview itself. I think it's the audio coming through, just echoing off that courtroom, because other things didn't sound that great. So what I'm going to do is, they aren't up yet, but I am going to post them, just the interview sections themselves with the audio kind of cleaned up. And if you want, those will be linked in the description. So if you feel like clicking on those, you can, but they're almost unintelligible at times. And the detective follows up with questions from the day afterwards, so you get the meat of what is being said in the interview. That the point of it is. They didn't finish interview number 3, so we only have 2 of those. So we're going to listen to both of those. The chapters will be added to this live after we finish, and we will be doing a recap, or I will at least be, every day there's trial. So make sure to always check it out.
So far, this is one of those trials where a recap really might be all you need.
Right. There was nothing. The opening statement was really confusing in the sense of, like, I didn't know why this trial is happening after that. But
yeah. I mean, if I was alone, I wouldn't have watched it, you know?
Right.
Hard to follow and boring and weird.
Okay, so let's go ahead and present this open here. So we've got another weird setup. So the prosecution's opening statement is first. I've got a little, just for reference, if the audio is sped up, it'll show it in the corner. I did speed up sections of the detective to like 150%. It didn't really matter. but this is the prosecution's opening statement. There was a little bit of business at the beginning of the court where the only thing of note that I saw was there was an objection to a picture of the hole in the ceiling, which didn't make sense until I saw the hole, and I was like, oh, I get why they don't want that there.
Why?
But, well, we'll wait till we get it in the interview. But
I didn't get to it. I didn't.
This opening statement, if they can just prove all this stuff, I don't see how he doesn't get convicted. Brian gives us everything in here. But let's go. Roll it.
Your Honor. Your Honor, may I please report?
It does.
Let's see if I can move this.
On January 4th, 2023, Teresa Marchese returned to work after New Year's holiday. She works at Tishman Speyer, and she is the Director of Human Capital Management. That is to say that she's the Director of Human Resources. And Tishman Speyer is a real estate management company, but it's a global real estate management company. It has buildings all over the world. And this office that Ms. Marchese works in is in Washington, D.C. When she returned to her office in Washington, D.C. that morning, she was alerted that one of her coworkers' husbands was trying to find her coworker. The coworker was Anna Walshe, and her husband is Brian Walshe. Teresa Marchese knew Anna Walshe because she hired her in February 2022 to work at the Washington, D.C. office of Tishman Speyer.
Also, obviously, the subtitles are not 100% accurate. I threw them in there to try and make it somewhat easier to hear, but if it looks like it's, sometimes it just goes Brian.
Well, you do. Someone just pointed out that you have the Robert Tellis thing on the streamer on the bottom.
Oh, shoot.
But I wouldn't have noticed at all, probably.
It's because it doesn't update it for every screen. It thinks that the feature of you want different banners on different scenes, right? No, I don't. But thank you for pointing that out.
And to manage some of those buildings in Washington, D.C. She also knew that Anna Walshe commuted from Cohasset to Washington to work at Tishman Speyer, and that her husband, Ryan, and her 3 children were still in Cohasset at this time. She also knew where Anna Walshe lived in Washington, D.C. Anna Walshe had bought a townhouse right near where Teresa Marchese lives in Washington. So when she heard that Brian Walshe was looking for Anna, she got concerned. And she spoke to her boss, Jeff Chubb. And the two of them went into a conference room and called Brian Walshe. Brian was calm, and he said that on January 1st, Anna left their Cohasset home for a work emergency and had to fly back to Washington, D.C. And he hasn't spoken to her since then. This is the longest they've ever gone without speaking. So
3 days? Sounds not that long. I mean, from the first, this is the 4th. Like,
yeah.
And he was already calling people on the 2nd?
Well, he knew something that they didn't know.
Yeah, he knew that, you know.
Teresa Marchese went and drove to Anna Walsh's townhouse. She took another employee with her, and on the way there, she had another conversation with Brian Walshe. Brian was calm, and he gave her the combination to the garage so Ms. Marchese could get into the building. Ms. Marchese got there. She was able to look in the windows. Nothing was broken. Nothing was out of order. She got into the garage, and she found some cardboard boxes that had yet to be unpacked, some car seats, no car, no Anna Walshe. Now, the door from the garage to the home, that was locked, so she couldn't get inside. So, Ms. Marchese called Mr. Walshe back again, and she told him that she was going to loop into this conversation Tishman Speyer's global head of security, who also works in Washington, D.C. His name is Hugh Dunleavy. He's a retired Secret Service agent. Walshe's home. Mr. Dunleavy is looped into this conversation on the phone, and Mr. Walsh's demeanor changes. He becomes very upset. Mr. Dunleavy calms him down, asks him a series of questions, and Mr. Walsh repeats, Anna left the home in Cohasset on January 1st to come to Washington, D.C. for a work emergency. Mr. Dunleavy follows up. Have you called the police? What is the local police department in your town? You live in Cohasset. You need to call the police. The call ends. Mr. Dunleavy works with the Washington police and helps facilitate them getting into the home in Washington, D.C. And Anna is not there. He also calls the Cohasset police just before noon on January 4th. And he reports Anna missing. Hugh Dunleavy from Washington, D.C. calls the Cohasset police, and that is the first time Anna Walsh has been reported missing to the police.
Yeah, that doesn't look good, Brian. When your coworkers are reporting your wife missing to the police, and you've known she's missing, or you know she's been gone since January 1st. But, yeah.
It was done just before noon on January 4th, and no one has seen her since January 1st. Over the next few weeks, it'll be the honor of Ms. Cusick, Ms. Yaz, and myself to represent the Commonwealth. And in that time, we will prove the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the premeditated murder of his wife, Anna Walsh.
I think you're going to do it today, sir.
And we're going to do that by presenting evidence to you. And evidence will come to you, as Her Honor pointed out, in two different forms. One is kind of tangible. You'll see photos of the family home in Cohasset at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway. You'll see videos from different stores. You'll see Anna Walsh's banking records. You will also see objects, like a Tyvek suit, like a hatchet, like a hacksaw. Now, in addition to those objects, you will hear from witnesses. Witnesses like Teresa Marchese and Hugh Dunleavy, who I just mentioned. You'll also hear from a group of witnesses that are Anna Walsh's friends and colleagues. They will tell you that Anna was 39 years old in January 2003. She was married to the defendant. She had 3 children. They'll tell you that she was a Serbian immigrant, that she came to this country and began working in the hospitality industry by working in hotels in Washington and Massachusetts, and that she transitioned to real estate. She got the opportunity to work for Jem Mutlu, who had his own real estate company. She actually wound up running that company for her. That was until February 2022, where she got what Brian Walsh referred to as a dream job, where she got to work for Titian Spire. And she would make more money than she had ever made before in her career. She had purchased a townhouse in Washington, D.C., and she was expecting to have her family come with her. However, Brian and the children had stayed in Massachusetts. And the reason is that Brian had previously pled guilty to a count of fraud in the Boston Federal District Courthouse, but he hadn't been sentenced yet. Now, he was accused of owing over $400,000 of restitution. At this point in time, Anna was the breadwinner for the family, and she had moved to D.C. She was still commuting back and forth, but looking to have the family join her in D.C., and Brian too. However, when she bought the townhouse, she did this with the aid of a real estate agent by the name of William Fastow. She was introduced to Mr. Fastow from her former boss, Jem Mutlu.
It is inconvenient.
Mr. Fastow will testify. And he will tell you that they became friends, and that friendship became romantic.
Spicy. Uh-oh.
And that carried on into November of 2022, when Anna needed to go visit her mother who was sick back in Belgrade, Serbia. Anna flew to Dublin, Ireland, the weekend of Thanksgiving, and Mr. Fastow joined her for that weekend. She then flew and visited her sick mother in Serbia, and then would return back to the United States. Mr. Fastow, after Dublin, would go back to Washington, D.C. But Anna missed Thanksgiving with Brian and the children. And then on Christmas Eve that same year, Anna went out to dinner with Mr. Fastow. They went out to dinner in Annapolis with another couple.
So, I mean, Suma, correct me if I'm assuming incorrectly here. It sounds like she's on a double date. You're muted. You're muted.
She's definitely on a date.
And this isn't just some little fling.
No.
He visited her in another country. It is very clear to me that she is 100% planning on getting rid of this loser Brian. I mean, why would you stick with this guy? Look at him. He looks like Joel Guy Jr. cheeks.
Yeah.
His mom looks exactly like him. I don't have the photo of it, but I mean,
Too bad, because that thing is really wow. But yeah.
she's making all the money and he's about to go to federal prison, right? So all we got to do is get the ducks in a row.
And that didn't just happen the day before. The entire time that they've been married, pretty much. I mean, he's a career criminal and a very bad criminal.
Yeah.
And his mother was paying their rent, which I don't understand, because she had plenty of money in the bank.
Yeah, I don't get it. I think that's a missing part of the story. More like, hey, if you want to stay, my finances are mine in Washington, D.C. Right. I'll send you some money to support the kids. You could watch them if you insist on being with them. But if you're going to stay there, your mom's going to pay the rent, or else I would just sell the place. Because I can take care of the kids down here.
Big house.
But and he knew she was leaving, but that's not what his defense attorney's going to say.
No.
And for those who don't know what the defense theory is yet, don't spoil it for the chat, because it's great.
And she stayed the night.
She stayed the night.
And she was supposed to get a flight out on Christmas Day, but she couldn't get a flight.
Sure.
So she had to drive up from Washington, D.C. to Cohasset. And she missed Christmas Eve and most of Christmas Day with Brian.
I wouldn't say I was missing it, sir.
Yeah. Can you just imagine? You just know she was saying to that guy, I cannot believe I have to see him again. I don't even want to spend Christmas with my kids if he's going to be there.
Right.
She would fly back.
Oh, Northwest NW says the house was a rental. The one in Massachusetts was a rental? Interesting.
Maybe that's what the mother was paying for.
Yeah,
rent.
maybe.
I know she was paying rent on something, so that explains that. It's a big ass rental.
To Washington, D.C. And on December 29th, she would go to dinner with one of her friends who will testify before you. And that friend will say that
it was a temporary, because they sold their place. That's right. It was a temp rental. Okay, so even more, like, she is getting ready to excise you from her life.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to cut holes in the ceilings of a rental. Just saying.
No, but there could be a reason to do it, which I will share when we get to.
I thought maybe he was trying to install a ceiling fan, but
the hole's a little big.
Come up with that.
Was uncharacteristically tired and emotional. You'll also hear from a series of witnesses that dealt with Anna Walshe right before New Year's. She returned back to Cohasset on December 30th, and she was going to stay with the family until January 3rd. You'll hear how she went to a barre class, B-A-R-R-E. It's an intensive ballet class. You'll hear from the instructor who will say that she did exceedingly well in it.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was sexy stripping or whatever they call it. Stripper aerobics or what? Is that what they call it? He said it was a bar class where they're I don't know.
I know what a bar class is, but
okay,
he was taking sensual striptease for your man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was I'm taking ballet class.
Mm-hmm.
A person who was with her in a nail salon will testify. She got her nails done on New Year's Eve. And Mr. Mutlu will testify. He went over to the Walsh family residence on New Year's Eve for dinner. 3 adults were there. It was Mr. Mutlu, Brian, and Anna. He got there around 8:30. He brought some snacks for the kids, actually got to play with the oldest child, and he spent the night talking to his friends. He'd characterize them as jovial. They shared champagne. They weren't drunk. They were enjoying the new year. They actually signed the champagne box. And you'll see that, where they were looking forward to the new year. Brian cooked. Brian was attentive. Brian also said to Mr. Mutlu that night that he had lost his phone, it had been misplaced, but he had felt free as a result of it.
Intent, pre-planning. My phone is lost, which it wasn't lost at that point.
Mr. Mutlu left that home on New Year's Day at 1:30 a.m. And there was no mention of a work emergency in Washington, D.C. that would require Anna to fly out or leave the family home at 6 or 7 a.m. that day. Now on January 4th, after Hugh Dunleavy had called the Cohasset Police Department, the Cohasset Police Department dispatched Officer Greg Lawrence to go speak to Mr. Walsh at his home. Officer Lawrence went. He was met outside by Brian Walsh. Brian Walsh informed Officer Lawrence that Anna had left on January 1st, had taken a Uber or Lyft to Logan Airport to fly out to Washington, D.C. for a work emergency. Gave her a phone number for Anna Walsh, described her as 5'2", that she was 39 years old, approximately 115 pounds. He hadn't heard her. Officer Lawrence went back to the Cohasset Police Department, worked with other Cohasset police officers, trying to find any connection to Uber or Lyft or local taxi cabs. Cohasset police would then begin a process of pinging on his phone. You're going to get to see the records from that, but essentially the process involves the cell phone carrier, in this case Verizon, sending a signal out to the phone to try and locate it. And the Verizon records will show that the last time that phone that belonged to Anna Walsh interacted with the network was shortly after 3 a.m. on January 2nd. And when it did so, it was in the area of the Walsh home.
Uh-oh, Brian. That's not good either. The phone was still at home?
He did 0 smart things.
I mean, this is the dumbest crime ever.
Ever.
Like he's already pre-lying about his phone being missing, right? But he doesn't do all the searches until after he's committed the crime. And he almost has no plan. What? But I mean, he didn't get away with any of his cons either. So
Yeah, he's just a terrible criminal. But
right.
But like that's the thing. People like this, when they like now he's insisting on going to trial and he changed his whole defense thing. I just feel like the very least they could do is accept the fact that they're going to prison. You know, like if you were this sloppy, in his case, his whole entire adulthood with all of his crimes, just go. You know, you're going to end up there anyway, even if by some miracle you got away with this.
I mean, it's like all the worst parts of like Chandler Halderson and Corey Richins.
Everyone bad.
That same day, Cohasset Police also tasked Detective Schmidt with investigating this case. He and Officer Lawrence would go back to the Walsh family residence at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway and interview Brian Walsh. And he recorded it. You'll get to hear the recording. And Brian will talk about how Anna was commuting back and forth from Cohasset to Washington for work, how there were some issues with his federal case, and how Mr. Mutlu had come over for dinner that night on New Year's Eve, and how Anna had to leave between 6th and 7th on January 1st. He also, in that interview, described what Anna was wearing when she left the home. Blue-gray hunter boots, a black jacket, and an Hermes watch.
Now, Corey didn't cut him up, Northwest NW. I get that. That's why he said I combined it with Chandler. Chandler cut him up. Corey just said, "Oh, well, I don't want to spoil it." But
Oh, I'm sorry.
no. No, I'm saying I led myself down that path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sergeant Smith will testify before you, and he will tell you that he worked on this missing person investigation and called in additional resources to help. On the 5th, he had his own department do a search of the woods near the family home. On the 6th, he called in a task force made of several different police departments to do further searching of the woods in and around the Walshe family home, contacting the state police to use their resources. He also got the opportunity to speak to Mr. Walshe on January 5th, January 7th, and January 8th. And when he did those interviews, he was accompanied by detectives from the state police. And those interviews were recorded. And you'll get to hear those interviews.
And if you're needing a nap, those interviews will help.
And Mr. Walshe, during those interviews, will explain that he and Anna were happily married. He had no knowledge of any extramarital affair. That Anna had her dream job. That it was taking care of the family. And conversely, he didn't take a salary this year out of his company that was a consulting company.
Probably because it made no money, but that's why he didn't take a salary.
Yeah, there was no salary.
Yeah.
He told the police that he owed over $400,000 in restitution on his federal matter. That this case was causing stress on his marriage.
Yeah.
You think a little bit? Wow. Can't imagine.
Wow.
If because of your crime where you don't get to keep the money, you self-inflict a $400,000 liability.
Yeah, which I think is what she had in the bank, if memory serves. How
That
convenient.
he might
Yeah.
have to go to jail. He said that they were very happy and that the biggest problem was that they were apart. Brian also told the police that Anna's job had caused her to miss Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with the family.
It wasn't the job, sir. It was her boyfriend.
And that Anna traveling to visit her sick mom caused her to miss Thanksgiving with the family. And that he did not want to have an argument with Anna about missing another holiday on January 1st. He had a discussion with her about Christmas Day. He was concerned that by him looking around trying to find her, that she embarrassed her. So he tells the police, I didn't want to have an argument. So I understood she was going to come back, and she left for that emergency at work. You'll also have access to financial records that will show that Anna Walshe had approximately $200,000 in accounts at Fidelity, and that there was over $1 million in life insurance in Anna Walshe, and that Brian Walshe was the beneficiary of those policies. And in addition to the Cohasset police, the Massachusetts State Police also worked with them.
That's right, Janira. His fake scam picture sold for $80,000 and he had to pay $400,000. Now, I'm not sure if that's related to stuff with his dad as well, or the theft of the original. What can I think of the guy's name?
Andy Warhol.
Warhol, right? The ones he stole from his college roommate. So I don't know if it's exclusively the $80,000 he stole. So, but either way, $400,000 is a crippling amount of debt in terms of a liability, right? That's a house up
She should
here.
have killed him.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find.
that's not just something you're like, oh, okay, well, we'll make a payment plan.
I mean, even if it is, like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like,
Right.
No. You're going to hear from two troopers in particular, Trooper Nicholas Torino and Trooper Connor Keith. They are digital forensic specialists. They have special training in examining computers, tablets, phones. And in this matter, they had the opportunity to examine a MacBook, iPads, and cell phones that were at the Walshe house.
Uh-oh.
And they will explain that on Christmas Day, when Anna had missed Christmas Eve and was, after spending the evening with Mr. Fastow, and was driving up from Washington, D.C., the cell phone that Brian Walshe was using looked up Mr. Fastow on the internet.
Well, that's weird for not knowing who he is. Right?
Yeah. Suspicious. That's suspicious.
And that on December 27th,
That's suspicious.
a MacBook that used the Apple ID
We're going to be getting a lot of suspicious hamster and stuff. Just warning you guys, it's going to be even more than Robert Tellis.
for Brian Walshe, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, researched best strategies to divorce for a man.
Now all of a sudden he's a strategic fella.
Right. Best
strategies. Okay.
Yeah, best state to divorce for a man. And what's funny is these are the known Google searches, right? But his defense attorney, and this isn't really spoiling it, but his defense attorney is going to pretend like, oh, they were looking into a divorce to save the assets, right? You wouldn't say for a man, right? You would say, how do you protect your spouse from a liability through a divorce, right? Like that kind of stuff.
Even if you did, if the next search is how long does it take for a body to decay and how do I dispose of a body?
I'm kidding. Everyone knows that he's got horrible searches coming up.
Yeah. I mean, that's what he's famous for.
Best state to divorce for a man, Washington, D.C. divorce laws.
That's interesting, right? Because why would Washington, D.C. divorce laws apply? Do you know, Suma?
I don't, because I was reading Tales from the Butch Side said, holy bashit, this guy might be guilty.
It would matter like because that's where Anna would file for divorce, her place of residence.
Yes.
Meaning Anna is going to file for divorce.
Yeah. Instead of you know what.
On December 29th, Brian Walsh's...
That might be a prairie dog or a hamster, not intentional. I don't know. I can't tell them apart.
I thought it was like a chipmunk or a squirrel or something.
Cell phone was researching buildings that Anna Walshe managed for Tishman Speyer and emergencies she had handled for them in the past. Trooper Guarino will also explain to you the internet history of that MacBook. That has
Boom Shiki Bagasp. That's a good one.
Brian Walsh's Apple ID.
And there might be some inside jokes for you new viewers here. That's why you got to watch the playlist, watch the Lornography, watch the Dying Downs playlist, all that good stuff.
Beginning on January 1st. At 4:54 a.m., the MacBook searched best way to dispose of a body.
Best way to dispose of a body. I think maybe the subtitles cut out here because it doesn't like whatever something. Best way to dispose of a body. This is 4 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Also, what blog is he going to find that on?
I don't know. That's why I'm really looking forward to the digital forensic, because they say that he does that search term and then he goes around for websites for about an hour. I want to see those websites.
Yeah.
And then went to similar websites for more than an hour. At 6:24 a.m., same day, the same device searched how long for someone to missing to inherit.
Okay, that's the second search. There's the motive right there. You've got it. Inherit. He's asking about inheritance based on the person missing. And also, like, this just shows how dumb he is. He should have looked this stuff up before.
Well, I don't think he's a planner. And he did look it up on his child's iPad. So, I mean, that's pretty much like foolproof. I don't know how they thought of that. Turns out these assholes from whatever township this is in, Commonwealth this is in, can do an investigation a little bit.
See, I feel like I go back and forth between like him being like his timeline being moved up for doing the murder. Like he didn't plan to do it then, but then he also is doing things like saying, "Oh, my phone is missing." So then you did plan on doing it. Like if that wasn't in there, maybe that's nothing. Maybe he just did lose his phone because he's an idiot, right? Yeah. But maybe on New Year's Eve that night, she's like, "Look, Brian, I'm divorcing you," and then he had to ramp it up. Right. And he's like, oh, shit. You know, I got to speed up this plan. Because if she just told me, maybe she's going to tell somebody else now. And then if she dies later, that's going to look even more suspicious. So I'll just kill her now.
Yeah. I mean, if he knew anything about anything, he would know that she's told everyone but him.
Yeah.
How long missing to be dead?
How long missing to be dead? That's another weird search.
Can you throw away body parts?
Well, okay, that's just a common term, right? Who doesn't have that in their search history?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, you know, my wife is telling me, hey, that can't be recycled. Stop putting that in the recycling bin, right? That's plastic. That's plastic wrap. And I'm like, I didn't know. So then I don't know can I put the body parts in the trash or do I have to put them in the yard waste bin?
Also, if your wife is giving you a hard time about that, obviously you're going to want to know how to dispose of her body.
Right, exactly. To honor her.
To establish dominance for her.
Unintentional $1.99. Anna is notorious for jumping into wood chippers. Yeah.
Later on that morning, on January 1st at 9:33 a.m., the math book went to search how long does DNA last?
Okay. Interesting decision to ask that question.
And then an article. Is it possible to clean DNA off a knife?
Okay, so is it possible to clean DNA off a knife? So we've got what I believe is the murder weapon. Now, I already know what the defense is going to say. They're going to say he was researching that because he was freaking out and he was already dismembering her with a knife. But that doesn't explain his later actions, right? So I believe he stabbed her, right? That's what I will expand it as we get more of the information here, though.
30 minutes later, the math book researched disposal of a cell phone.
How do you dispose of a cell phone? Okay. Why do you have to? Why do you have to Google that? Just break it. Have you never seen an episode of Breaking Bad or anything? Like, just break it in half.
Water around there? I mean, come on.
How do I get rid of a cell phone?
Well, don't you remember? You wrap it in paper.
Yeah. Well, that was the Chandler Halston way, right? Yeah. They immediately found it.
Using Find My iPhone.
Okay. Here's another good one.
8 a.m. The math book research. I am the user of my wife's credit card. She is missing.
All right. So there's your pre-planning. You were already going with the she is missing story at that morning.
And again on January.
This is the one. This text right here. This is the proof. If you can show this text to the jury, there should be no doubt.
January 1st at 11:28 a.m. It searched best way to dispose of body parts after a murder.
Okay, let's just sit on that one for a second.
Yeah.
Best way to dispose of body parts after a murder.
It's such a coincidence that she died. After I'm thinking about that.
We have confirmation because of his guilty pleas that he cut up and dismembered her bodies. So he's got body parts. He's like, I don't know, what do I do with these?
That part
Right?
he did.
And he himself searched
Psychic.
after a murder, not what do you do with dead body parts?
When you find a dead body.
Yeah. Beyond well, okay, that was way too on the nose. Clearly a planted search. No, it wasn't planted because this guy's an idiot. That's it. That's that text. We don't even have to guess. There's no assumption. Brian is telling us.
Didn't have to say anything else.
Brian is telling us, I did this action, and now I have body parts. I did this. What is this? A murder. I murdered somebody. Now I have body parts. How do I get rid of them?
Just for context, after a murder,
Yeah.
how do I get rid of the body parts?
Yeah. Asking for a friend.
Stage.
Asking for a friend, as somebody said in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he literally says murder. He never says sudden death. He never says anything like that or like accident or anything. He says murder over and over. He says murder. So it's not even going to be the state. It's not even going to be the state characterizing it as murder. He said murder. What an idiot. Oh my gosh! How can you be so stupid?
For that. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, why you don't even need to. You don't even need to include the after a murder.
Not important, except for here, for reasons that you don't need it. Like there are things that I'll search that just out of my own self-respect, I won't put in the whole thing, just because I don't even want to have. I don't even want to think about just whatever. Just cut down to the part that you have to figure out.
Well, even earlier when he said, "Can you remove DNA?" You could say from something, right? But he says a knife.
Right.
Trooper Guarino will explain the numerous websites and searches done by the MacBook in the morning and early afternoon on January 1st.
See, that's what I want to see. And I think this guy is tomorrow or today, right? The digital guy. The numerous websites he searches on how to get rid of blood with all his different tricks and trades here.
Yeah.
And that these websites were about cleaning blood with ammonia, bleach, and hydrogen peroxide.
Like if I was, like I told you about the IV thing with the CT scan, right? And it dripped and it got on my shorts, right? If I was searching that, I would say, how do you remove blood from shorts? I wouldn't say, how do I erase the DNA from my shorts after a murder?
Also, I mean, right. Well, blood and DNA are, of course, different things. So he's smart enough to know that.
Yes.
Because you can remove blood visually, but the DNA can remain.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like at whatever stage this was that he was at, I think it's a good idea. Really, just let go of getting rid of the DNA. I feel like you've got bigger problems right now.
He should have fled the country.
And if you're in your home where she also lived, I wouldn't worry about the DNA.
He should have fled the country. That's what he should have done.
Absolutely. She should have fled.
Unfortunately, he couldn't. You know why?
Yeah, I do.
He's under federal supervision.
Yeah.
He surrendered his passport.
Really made a nice situation for himself.
Oh.
Websites visited included those as whether it is better to throw away crime scene clothes or wash them.
That's another one. Just those, the knife, the DNA, dispose of body parts after the murder, and then is it better to throw away crime scene clothes or wash them? He's describing it as a crime scene.
Dear Google, hi, it's Brian Walsh. I've killed my wife.
Dear Google, he's on Yahoo Answers. Hey, look, I'm at a crime scene. Should I throw away my crime scene clothes or should I wash them?
Yeah.
How stupid I don't know if I could design more incriminating text that somebody would actually search or more incriminating searches that somebody would actually do it. Other than like the first person, like, I just killed my wife. What do I do now?
Exactly. He may as well have said that. That's basically like love Brian Walsh. And I mean, we've seen stupid, very stupid, but these are the dumbest Google searches ever, other than if he had maybe named himself.
All these unnecessary verbs and
Details.
adjectives.
You get DNA off a knife, as you say. Like, just you could have generalized it a
Ask
little
how do you
bit.
get DNA off of something?
For A, that's already bad enough, but don't name the, you know.
How do I throw away crime scene clothes? Okay, but you're now the only person in that, the only adult, unless you're talking about your children. You're not talking about your dead wife. You're worried about her clothes? Like,
Yeah, well, you know, maybe she committed suicide and he just didn't want her name besmirched. That's another one they like to use.
she committed suicide with a knife, just like Anthony
Carey.
Coates. Harry Carey. Yeah. Subuku, is that what it's called? Subuku? I don't know. X direction.
I don't know. Yeah, where's the nerd?
Where's that nerd? Come here, nerd.
To throw away crime scene.
But does the chat understand, for those who didn't see the trial, right? At this point, if they can produce these 3 texts, I don't think you need anything else. Because he already confessed to dismembering and disposing of the body and lying to police. He's already confessed to that. So it's not even like, well, you can't prove I did anything to the body, right?
Clothes or wash them. One site was entitled,
It's not Sudoku. Janira Trice, $5. His searches are more detailed than Joe's book of premeditation. What is that?
I don't know.
What? I don't get the reference, but I'm sure it's funny.
Yes, Janera is very, very funny.
Janira, is it Janira or Janera?
I said Janera, but I don't know. Hi, Sloth
You
Cat.
say Janira, I say Janira. What happened to the nerd? What happened to the guy with the muscles? Hello, Sloth Cat. Well, we're in the presence of royalty again.
you want to get
Everyone remember, sub up to Suma. She covers these trials live during the day. So if you're sitting at work and you're bored, you can listen and hang with Suma.
away with murder, use a special return. This type of activity on the MacBook continued into January 2nd, when it looked up, how long does Lowe's keep security footage?
How long does Lowe's keep security footage? No reason. Just asking for a friend.
How to saw a body.
How do you saw a body?
How to dismember a body.
How do you dismember? Brian, these are all things you should have considered before, well before. Unless, did he just come up with, it's possible he came up with the plan like the day before.
Janera meant Joel.
Oh, Joel Guy Jr. Yeah.
When
Where
he
he's
left his
just like-
entire murder journal.
he started, and he's like, this looks like a lot of work.
This is a little more taxing than I thought it would be. BRB.
Oh, Gennaro. Like Rio de Janeiro. Okay, Gennaro. Genera. Sorry, got it. Well, Margarita, you shouldn't be answering for Genera.
Wasn't I saying it right, Janera?
No, but I'm saying Margarita.
Can you be charged with
Can you be charged with murder without a body?
Yes.
What, Brian, give yourself a chance. Say manslaughter. Like,
He would have been better off just leaving the body in the house and walking away.
just say a crime, maybe. Because even, can he be charged? Can he be charged without a body?
Go to an internet cafe, for crying out loud. I mean, not that they exist anymore, but you know what I mean.
And this is probably the worst one to me.
murder without a body?
Or not the worst,
Can you
incriminating.
identify a body with broken teeth?
Can you identify a body with broken teeth? Here's why I think that's bad.
Bad visual.
Right. Is the visual, if you were going to literally bash your wife's face in, make her teeth like that takes a lot of force. And you're not concerned with the act of doing it. You're saying, well,
pliers, basically. Possible.
well, you know, I don't have a problem doing it, but is it going to be worth it? Right. That's That's
Right.
what he's saying.
But just judging from his body of work, he probably did it first and then asked.
He got like one tooth out, and he's like,
This is kind of taxing. Let me look it up first for a change. And also the fact that all of his the recorded interviews with those, investigators or whatever they are, like Buchanan, his kids are there the entire time. You can hear them. Like, it's not a good look all around.
right.
And he's just listening to it. Like, he has no real reaction.
Get two things. Polynomial pure red $4.99. How do I get rid of my wife's body after I delete her with my knife? And oh yeah, about the DNA. Can we get rid of that too? Now I'm assuming the super chat made you say delete. We don't say delete here. By policy, don't worry anyone. You can say murder, kill. Soon this channel will be no more. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me.
I have the same policy on mine, so.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the super chat filter though. They do clamp down on that. I'm assuming. I mean, they clamp down on the stupidest stuff.
It's hard to know.
I think the other day I couldn't send the word virgin. I'm like, what's wrong with virgin?
Yeah.
Margarita says, hear me out. 1, how dare you? 2, I stay Hispanic. 3, I'm copying what I saw Janeiro see now I'm gonna say Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro. That's what I'm going to say. Janera. Say once. Okay, fine. Janera.
Listen, this is a lot better than what we put poor Regina through.
Gina?
Let's not talk
I want to make out with you.
The math book also visited websites for apartment complexes in Brockton and Chelsea. One in particular.
Genera.
Wait, that's how you said it before. It's okay, Janera. All right.
Yeah, but wasn't that?
That's how I said it, isn't it? I don't know. Who cares? Janera.
Well,
hopefully that sticks.
But if you
I mean,
that's just who the kind of person you are.
No, I'm saying who cares because I can't even pronounce my co-host name right half the time. I mix it up with my cat's name. It has nothing to do with anyone personally. It's something in my brain.
You are. That's all. That's okay. I mean, Regina had to be called Regina for an entire show, so.
Whatever.
Bravo. Brian Walsh told investigators that his phone, which was an iPhone 13 mini.
iPhone 13 mini? What a little. You couldn't even afford a full iPhone when his wife is making 300 racks. He's got a little iPhone mini 13. That's all she let him have because he's such a little idiot.
How about that?
She's like, anything higher, you're going to start faking more artwork.
Is that like a little phone?
Yeah, it's the mini. It's like an SE, but with like a little upgraded. It's got like one camera on the back. It's for children. I'm not making fun of people who own it. I'm saying for this guy who thinks he's a baller, it had to have been so embarrassing to him.
I could be getting something like that because I have small hands. Like, I get why people would want it, but this guy, considering he's doing so much heavy lifting and stuff, you'd think he could handle a bigger phone, a normal size, an adult size phone.
Wait, what's worse, mispronunciation, or asking if your parents were alcoholics? Wait, when did that happen?
Place and not found.
Oh, you're saying in general. Oh, got it.
Until the afternoon of January 2nd, 2023. When investigators examined that phone, they learned that it had been connected to a power source.
Oh, so you didn't have it missing, huh, Brian?
By either using the face or the passcode. Investigators will also tell you that the location data from that phone showed that it remained in the Walsh residence until the afternoon of January 2nd, 2023. However, there was another phone in the Walsh residence, an iPhone SE, which belonged to one of the children. When investigators examined the location data from that phone, They found that on January 1st, the phone traveled to a Walgreens in Cohasset, then to a liquor store nearby the defendant's mother's home, the apartment complex in Swampscott.
You think his mom? Do you think after seeing his mom, do you think his mom like requires him to bring her like a fifth of like gin or something or sweet vermouth? Like, you're muted.
I think she comes prepared. I'm going to email you that picture of her. Oh, you might have it, but just in case, you might need it.
Okay.
To a CVS in Danvers, to a Lowe's in Danvers, and to a Stop and Shop in Swampscott. You will see the surveillance video from those stores. You'll see the video from Walgreens, where a white man with dark hair using a credit card buys Band-Aids and antibiotic ointment.
Band-Aids and antibiotic ointment.
At the CVS in Danvers, that a white man with dark hair, now wearing a mask, buys hydrogen peroxide using cash. You will see the surveillance video from the Stop and Shop in Swampscott, where a white man then goes by.
Do I think he took his kids on the trip to the Walgreens and liquor store? No, I think he left his kids at home.
Yeah, alone.
He doesn't want them testifying.
Ammonia with cash.
You should do a visit, Boom Shicky, just like I did on the ground. Report on that.
And you'll see the surveillance video from the Lowe's in Danvers, where a white man
Boom Shicky, why aren't you at this trial?
wearing a mask and dark hair buys several items that cost more than $400 using cash, including a Tyvek suit.
All right, a Tyvek suit. Does everyone know what that is?
I assume it's one
I'll
of
show
the.
you right here.
Yeah.
Could you just say murder tuxedo? Like
Murder suit.
murder suit. Oh, I need one of these.
I don't see a tie on that, but okay.
No, it's Tyvek is the material.
Oh, Tyvek. I heard tieback, and I was like, oh, I guess that's some kind of like
No.
thing. I don't. Okay. Wow. He spares no expense.
It doesn't look suspicious.
No. It's just when you clean your house, that's what you wear.
Elk Rudel, 1999 super sticker.
my
Thank you very
bestie.
much.
Thank you, Elkie.
But what? Brian, make it hard. Make it somewhat hard. Give yourself a chance. What are you doing? Oh, there we go.
And cutting instruments such as shears, snips, and a hacksaw.
All right. See, that's the difference right there. Shears. Remember earlier he said getting blood off a knife? Now he's buying shears, snips, and a hacksaw. This is for the actual dismemberment, and then he's going to buy a hatchet, right? So it is not as his defense. I would bet $50 that his defense is going to say it is blood on the knife because that's what he was using to dismember the body. It wasn't the murder weapon, but he hasn't bought the actual dismemberment items yet. Or he's going to say, they're going to say, oh, he tried to dismember the body with the knife. Maybe that's what they'll say. But no, that's the murder weapon. Guarantee you.
Of course.
The investigators will explain how the cell phone location data from the iPhone SE shows that it went to a Home Goods in the morning of January 2nd, and that Brian's iPhone 13 mini went to a Home Depot in Rockland in the afternoon of January 2nd. You will see the surveillance videos from those stores. You'll see a white man with dark hair at Home Goods buying scented candles and area rugs.
Scented candles and area rugs. First off, if a man's buying scented candles, it better be a gift.
I mean, it sounds like he's a bachelorette in the 1990s. Like, what is he even doing?
He's redecorating the rental property.
Yeah.
And you'll see a white man with dark hair
A stupid chair.
at the Home Depot buying more cleaning supplies. 20 pounds of baking soda,
20 pounds?
mop, buckets,
Mop, buckets, and a hatchet.
and a hatchet.
No contractor bags?
This would make Ted Bundy blush. Like, dude, what are you planning on doing this weekend?
The
So
investigators
it's
will
always
also
these guys who can barely move under the best circumstances.
Yeah.
You know?
explain to you that Brian Walsh's cell phone on January 3rd
That's big.
was located near apartment complexes in Bronx. You'll see the surveillance videos from some of the apartment complexes,
Get those likes up, people.
including one of Chatham West. You'll see someone going to the dumpster and then leaving.
I won't say it right now.
The investigators will also tell you that on January 5th, Brian Walsh's cell phone was in the area of dumpsters and a trash compactor by his mother's apartment complex in Swanston, and that this was before he was interviewed by Detective Schmidt later that night. On January 9th, the police went to those dumpsters and they took those.
Someone tell Halloween the answer. Someone tell Halloween the answer in the chat.
And that dumpster to a facility in Peabody where they searched the contents of both. And they found an Hermes watch, blue-gray Hunter boots, a black coat, a COVID vaccination card with Anna Walsh's name on it.
Well, that's circumstantial.
Rugs, a Tyvek suit, a hammer, shears, snips, a hatchet, and a hacksaw.
Yeah. So?
The police will tell you that these items were packaged and brought back to a laboratory, and they were brought there for examination. And how some of these items were examined for DNA. And the DNA was compared to say
Whatever search he did, he didn't even end up being able to successfully do it because there was still DNA on it.
samples they had from Anna and Brian. And scientists from the state DNA lab will identify DNA of Brian Walsh and Anna Walsh on the Tyvek suit. They will explain that Anna Walsh's DNA was found from items in the dumpster, including drugs, the hatchet, and the hacksaw.
Cool.
Jem Mutlu said goodbye to Anna Walsh about 1 o'clock, 1:30 a.m. on New Year's Day. When he left, she was home, she was alive, and she was with her husband. No one has seen her since her husband said she left on January 1st. She has not accessed her finances, her email, her phone has made no calls, and no one has found her body. During this case, we asked two things. The first is that you keep an open mind. Do not rush to judgment, but instead, see how all the evidence fits together. Pay careful attention to the timing of certain events. And second, use your common sense. Don't leave it home. Bring it with you here as you make your examination of every piece of evidence. And at the end of this trial, we will speak to you one more time. And it is at that time we will ask that you find the defendant guilty of murdering his wife with deliberate premeditation. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was the prosecution's opening statement. I mean, what did you think overall of the opening statement?
I thought it was a lot more boring than it had to be.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I'll let you finish.
That's pretty much it. I mean, he could have laid it
Oh,
out.
that's it.
He could have been a little bit more Mr. J about it, William J. Like, I mean, it is so ridiculous. Just the way he delivered it was very like matter of fact. Like, let's not. I mean,
But I think that's actually strategy.
yeah, it might be, but I don't like it because it's boring. And the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is bore a jury.
Well, I think so. It was delivered in a unimpassioned sense, but the material in it
Yes.
you don't need to emphasize like he searched for murder, right?
You don't
like
need to, but not doing so is a little bit strange. That's how
I would think maybe that's better for closing, not for the intro, because I think he already knew what this other guy was going to do, probably based on pretrial arguments, right? Because we're about to watch the defense here. The defense is mad. They're pissed, which doesn't make any. I thought the defense's opening statement was horrible in substance and delivery.
The defense.
Yeah, the defense.
But you thought the prosecution was okay, was decent.
I thought it was a good, solid opening. Like you just want to, when you're dealing with something where you don't have the body and you're going to be asking people to just draw a conclusion, you need to just look at the facts.
Guess I feel like there are certain even details he could have left out. Like it should have either been shorter or a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's all.
I agree with you on that. I think he probably could have skipped a lot of he could have shortened up the stuff of like
her traveling and that other guy.
Exactly.
Summed that up. Like, she had a boyfriend. Right. That's nothing.
Right. Exactly. You're going to show it in the evidence, and then you can hit it on closing if you want to again, and then like provide it. But just
if it comes up, you can cross-examine whatever it is. Like, I just didn't think it just a little, considering what a winning case he should have here and how ridiculous the defendant is. I thought it was a little bit, too long and too boring.
I just think he worried about because you can rub people the wrong way. Well, I mean, they rubbed you the wrong way, but I'm saying like you could rub people like the defense rubbed me the wrong way with his anger and his passion, right?
Right. The defense is going to rub us the wrong way anyway, because,
Right. But I'm thinking, he's thinking like, look, if I just lay it out there, just look at the messages, people. You don't even have to, this is not complicated. We don't have to say this is a, miscarriage of justice if you don't do this. Like, just look at the message. He says what to do with body parts after a murder. Yeah. Like, it is that simple.
It's true. And a lot of the best prosecutions that we've seen do start out slow, and we're always like, really? Like, that's all you're going to, and I get it.
The prosecution in Chandler Halderson was very, very even, right? He just...
Yes, he was. And he was very funny in the right... I mean, he was masterful, I thought. He was great. But, Mr. J is an example, actually, because he did start out, we were all like, that's all you're going to do? Like, that's, and he built up and built up and built up because he had a real clown on his hands, as does this guy. I don't know this guy, so, he certainly didn't have to be more engaging or funny or sarcastic, but I think he could have kept it a little more brief, because I found that opening should not have been boring, because,
Yeah, no, I got you. I don't think it hurt him.
No,
I think it.
Ultimately,
I don't.
Not.
Ultimately, probably maybe he could have done better, but I don't think he missed out on anything. If that makes sense. Like so,
this will be long forgotten in a few days.
All right, now let's watch this train wreck of the defense.
Agreed, Mia. Well,
I don't like this guy at all. Like I just texted you the first 4 minutes when you wasn't like, I was like, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, I told you, Timu Willem Dafoe. Visually.
Brian Walshe lied to the police. Lied to him on January 4th, lied to him on January 5th, lied to him on January 7th. Brian Walshe went to Lowe's and bought tools. Brian Walshe went to Home Depot and bought tools. Brian Walshe,
I don't know about calling them tools.
beginning about 4:54 a.m., began a frantic and tragic search that you'll hear about.
Not a good start. Not a good start after what you've heard from prosecution.
No, and also he's got a lot of nerve stepping up. They're all incensed.
Yeah.
Margarita said, please tell someone what corn he searched. I don't know who.
Oh, Brian searched cheating wife porn.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
I hadn't seen that confirmed, but I've seen that multiple places. So, what the other thing I think is funny is you see this little like right under the play bar here. You see the top of his notepad, this yellow pad. I think actually when he sits down, he leaves it there. He forgets to take it.
He doesn't need it.
Yeah. No, I mean when he goes back to the table and sits down, like I'm done. Like,
Nailed it.
You want your notepad?
Yeah.
You'll hear the evidence of that. You will hear evidence that those searches evolved from how best to dispose of body to even darker subject matter.
I think disposing the body is pretty dark at the beginning.
Yeah, I think dark enough.
As he wrestled with the fact that Anna Walshe was dead.
He didn't seem to wrestle with it that long, though. It's like an hour.
If that.
That evidence that you will hear will be hard to understand, that it is true.
Okay.
On January 1st of 2023, Jim Mutlow left the family home of Brian and Anna Walshe sometime between 1 and 1:30 in the morning.
And within 3 hours, he's searching how to dismember a body. Come on, dude.
Anna and Brian Walshe continued to celebrate the news. They went upstairs to the bedroom. About an hour later, you'll hear evidence that Mr. Walshe got up, went back downstairs to clean the kitchen.
That's 2:30.
You'll see evidence that he looked at his email. You'll hear evidence that he then returned to the bedroom, intending nothing more than to crawl into bed with Anna Walshe, the woman he loved.
I mean, this is the Corey Richens testimony, right? She was with her. Oops, sorry. She was with her husband, or she was with her child because he had a bad dream or something, and then she went back to the bedroom and got in bed, and he was,
When he entered the bedroom and began to get into the bed,
Chad Daybell does the same thing. He was very in love with Tammy, and
sensed something was wrong. You will hear evidence that it made no sense to him. But he nudged Anna, his wife. She didn't respond.
Oh my God.
He nudged her again, a little harder. She didn't respond.
Oh no.
He nudged her now in a frantic and panic reaction to where she actually rolled off the bed. You'll hear evidence that now he is panicking and he doesn't understand what has happened and what is happening. It didn't make any sense to him.
I hate the way he touches his chin as well.
Yeah, he's very performative, and it's not good.
It's not good.
It didn't make sense that somebody that he had just been with and enjoyed New Year's Eve into New Year's Day would suddenly be dead. Not him.
No?
You will hear evidence in this case of sudden, unexplained death.
Yeah. Sir, people find their loved ones dead or whatever all the time. I mean, remember the movie about Schmidt? He walks in, his wife's laying on the carpet with the vacuum cleaner still running, and he runs up to her because she had died of a heart attack or something. You know what he didn't do? He didn't go and cut up her body.
No, he was like, he didn't know what.
He called 911.
It was so horrific.
He called 911. Yeah, no, but he did do the Sarah Boone. Yeah, it was so horrific. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. but I always know what to do and how to do it.
Like, there's only one choice in this situation. This is the one thing in life where you have one choice, one thing to do. And it really couldn't be easier. Just
It
pick up
could
the
not
phone.
be easier. You're taught this when you're a child. Dial
Someone else comes over
911.
and handles it for you. The end.
Yep.
You will hear evidence that it is real.
It is real.
You will hear evidence that it happens in young people and old people. You will hear evidence it happens in male and female. You will hear evidence it happens during the day and during the night, that it happens. You're trained athletes.
Okay, so when he said that, trained athlete. So what he's talking about here, and I looked this up, he's talking about a sudden cardiac arrhythmia. I don't know if you guys are NFL fans. Well, hold on a second. He's talking about a sudden cardiac arrhythmia, which can happen it's kind of genetic, right? But all of a sudden you can get arrhythmia and you die instantly, right? It's not the same quite as a heart attack, but you do die. But when he added in the part about the athletes, does anyone remember the Bills player on week 13 of 2023? He got tackled. No. It was a big deal. It's a Monday night game, week 13 or week 14. He got hit in the chest with another guy with a helmet, and it happened to be like the timing of like when your heart is beating, and then when it was contracting or something, and then the impact, like basically his heart stopped. Right. And then they had to revive. They canceled the game. That's how big of a deal it was. Like they canceled Monday Night Football. Right? What?
Did he live?
Yeah, he recovered. I think it was Hamlin. I think was his name. But
that happens more to athletes.
Yeah. So this is a real thing, the cardiac arrhythmia, right? But you know how you figure that out? The autopsy, right? But why can't we figure that out, huh?
You can't trust modern
because
medicine.
Brian cut up the body and put it in dumpsters.
Autopsy, schmautopsy. That's what I say. Always say.
And you know what? And when Hamlin suddenly stumbled to his knees and was laying on the ground with no pulse,
you know what they didn't do? Grab a knife.
The Bills didn't start carving him up. They called the medical assistant.
Well, first they texted. They Googled.
Yeah, they Googled.
Like, do we cut him up or
do we cut him up and put him in dumpsters or, yeah. I mean, this is such a lame. Yeah, you're going to tell us all about this, right? But it doesn't explain why he did what he did unless he murdered her, sir.
Nothing explains it. And even if, I say this all the time, but even if he didn't, let's just go with that for a second.
Right.
Just disposing of a body is illegal.
It is illegal, but he pled guilty to it.
Very suspicious. There's no reason to think for a second that this was not a murder. Nobody does that. Nobody does it. I have unless you're a murderer.
I am hesitant about throwing out flowers or something with my wife's, right? I could not imagine cutting up my wife's or even my child or anyone's body.
Of course
right?
not. I mean, I wouldn't
like even a stranger, I couldn't do it.
Body, let alone a.
I couldn't do it to a cat.
I mean, my God.
I could do insect. Screw the insect.
I don't like killing bugs either, but sometimes you got to do it.
Okay, well, man up. All right.
I know it's a problem. I mean, it depends on the insect, but yeah.
But, sir, this is getting you nowhere because this is the panic. This is such bullshit.
We'll hear evidence that it.
Especially when he goes on about how much they love him. The last thing you would do if you really love them, you would be in tears. You called 911 or no, not okay. Maybe you didn't. You don't cut him up still, right? But
yeah,
he's emphasizing the love and like, I can't believe it. She's gone. I better cut her up.
He loved her so much that he cut her up and disposed of her body.
Yes.
It can be the result of both mechanical and or electrical problems within the body. You will hear evidence that it might be cardiovascular, pulmonary, neurological, or other reasons.
Now, I saw nothing about pulmonary or neurological. It's always cardiovascular.
You will hear evidence that it occurs in people who have never manifested a symptom that something might be wrong.
You know what else happens in people that have never manifested a symptom?
They don't die.
No. When they're stabbed, they still die.
Then they do, yes. That's not
Look,
really I can't wait to see the expert they drag up.
I know. Well, there might even be. I would again. I'll bet $50 she's going to mention Hamlin on the field.
Yeah.
Hamlin on the Monday Night Game. Because I was even confused. I was like, what? Because they had instantly had experts on there. They were talking about, you know what this is? This is a thing, and they're talking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. It didn't make sense to me because it seems like such a common occurrence to be hit in the chest. I was like, why aren't players dropping dead all the time?
Yeah.
Right? But it's just this rare thing. But,
right, but she wasn't hit in the chest. So, well, I mean, she was eventually, but.
Right. Well, I mean, they're going to bring up something like, like you said,
they'll
mechanical, and it happens to athletes all the time.
It's true. Some people who are perfectly healthy drop dead, but it is so rare that there's always an autopsy done.
Right. Because the way this guy makes it sound is like a quarter of the population's dying, and we just don't know why.
It happens. Whatever.
You know. Yeah. We can't figure it out.
I predict that the expert they get is going to be a cringe festival.
Yeah, he's gonna have his hair all wild, and
yeah, it's gonna be like, and he's gonna like mention his credentials.
Or
it's gonna be a mess.
And this is not to be xenophobic. He's gonna be heavy accent. I don't even know where from, but possibly, you know,
it's possible, but
you know, or it's gonna be either a sports medicine guy or a sports medicine guy that's like no longer working for an NFL team.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I like a little payday. Yeah, I can explain cardiac arrhythmia. It doesn't have anything to do with this guy, but I'll explain it.
Yeah, could be a cardiologist who had his license revoked 50 years ago. You know?
Yeah, you know, too many DUIs or grabbing too many interns or something.
Or whatever. Yeah, it's just Narnia. Just things happen.
Yeah.
And in fact, you will hear evidence that sometimes the first manifestation that something is or was wrong with someone is the sudden, unexplained.
That's the same with knife wounds.
That's the evidence you will hear in this case. Sudden, unexplained death is known within the medical community and the forensic community. But it is to this day not well understood, and that is the evidence you will hear. And
I don't know if it's not well understood.
And it is not well known to non-medical
professionals. That may be true.
And you will hear evidence. Brian Walshe never imagined someone suddenly die.
He never imagined he would get that lucky.
1 hour he's with her, he cleans the kitchen, he comes back up, and she is dead.
Cut her up.
You will hear evidence in this case that Brian Walshe and Anna Walshe loved each other. Yes, there was stress in the marriage. Stress born out of a simple problem that took its toll. And that's the pending federal case that had begun in 2018 and was still going forward. And what happened was, over time, Anna Walshe got a job in DC with the support of Brian Walshe. It was a huge stepping stone in her career. It paid twice the salary. And they talked about it. And you will hear evidence that they had to make a decision. Brian could not leave Cohasset because of the pending federal case. So who would take care of the children while Anna worked in DC?
Well, how about the guy that doesn't have a job? It is on house arrest. You can take care of the kids.
The least he could do.
Yeah,
and he left him alone when he was out in the murder aisles of Lowe's and Walmart. So I'd say he didn't do a fantastic job there either.
Right.
Brian did. And he did. There was stress in commuting back and forth between DC and Cohasset. Brian Walshe experienced that stress too. And Anna Walshe and him they talked about it on Christmas Day of 2022. And that's what the evidence will be. Yes, there was an affair. You will hear evidence of an affair. An affair does not make someone a bad person, does not make someone a bad mother. Make no mistake about that.
Then why are you bringing it up?
No one's saying that, bruh.
Yeah, the prosecution just go, our victim was a slut.
I mean, after hearing your client's credentials, no one's thinking anything's wrong with her.
There's a new poll up. How quickly is Brian convicted of murder by the jury? Less than 3 hours, more than 3 hours?
Less.
Well, you should vote.
I don't see the poll.
But yes, there was
It's in the chat.
an affair. Not
It's not going to be in here with us, but
Okay.
it's on the
you're always
YouTube.
you're
Between
always
Brian-
moving the goalposts.
Oh my gosh, more than 3 hours is catching
Walsh
up.
in any way.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not convicted, I would just move out of Massachusetts. You can't trust any of your fellows.
But between Anna Walsh and William Castro. The evidence in this case will be that Anna Walsh did everything she could to hide that affair.
But he knew.
That she did not tell her closest friends, her confidants, some of whom lived in D.C., the same person, Alyssa
She's going on double dates.
Kirby, that she spent December 29th with, drinking and talking about her life.
She's going on double dates.
She hid the affair. William Castro will tell me that he was unaware of any plans of Anna ever telling Brian about the affair. William Castro will testify that they behaved differently in public in D.C. to make sure there was no appearance of the affair. William Castro will testify that Anna Walsh told him she would be devastated if Brian ever learned about the affair.
See, this doesn't make sense with what he's going to say here and coming up, but
Brian Walsh didn't know about the affair. He did know. Anna Walsh had a crush on William Castro.
so how she can't hide the crush on the guy, but she's hiding the affair? Like, what?
Your wife having an affair just makes for better corn.
Yeah.
And he did not react in a jealous way. And you will hear evidence that
Right, because he's a slug. He is an
Shitty
emotional
husband.
shell.
He's a sloth.
Yeah, look at like when he was arrested. I don't have the photo here, but like he was arrested. He's coming out of jail and he's standing there like this and like
Yeah.
Smiling.
All that means is it was not a crime of passion. So we can rule that out.
why are you smiling? Your wife is dead. The mother of your children is dead, and you have been arrested. Why are you smiling to the cameras, Brian?
I think they would have done better if they claimed that he was jealous and in a crime of passion kind of thing.
Yes.
And then, but no.
That's actually what they needed to do, but unfortunately, Brian did not make that possible.
No,
Like
he
you
can't
needed
even
to,
pretend to give a shit. And
like
that was
fighting over the gun or something, and then you
Sounds like,
panic.
he's not about to buy a gun because he doesn't have that
Yeah.
kind of money.
over the close
And he's on probation, so
And
he can't really buy.
plan ahead.
He can't, well, no, he can't buy one because he's on.
Right, because he wouldn't do something illegal, like buy a gun that he's not. doesn't
No,
have
no,
a
no. Not
license
that he wouldn't
for.
do something illegal, but he knows that the background check would be like, hey, wait,
Right,
this
well,
guy's.
If you get it illegally, you don't need. I mean, Nancy Brophy, that sweet old lady from Oregon, managed to buy a ghost gun kit.
Well, we don't know how many times he gave money to somebody at the bar to get a gun that never came through. He's like, he bought like 5 guns that people just never came back to the bar. He's like, damn it,
the
again.
decade that
This was a
these two
split-second decision.
people were in love. And all you have to do is look at the evidence and the photograph you'll see of Anna Walsh. And the evidence will establish she is a beautiful woman. And it was not unusual for her to comment to Brian. I had some man look at me today. I think he liked it.
So was he a cuck?
That didn't upset Brian, not over a period of 10 years. And when she told him that she had a crush on William Fastow, the man.
Oh, Grampy, gifting 10 Hear Me Out memberships again. Thank you very much, Grampy. Congratulations to all who received them. And just a reminder, as to everyone else, membership is only $1.
Only $1. Press like, or we all suffer.
No, I'm just saying it's $1. It's not.
Oh, and that right.
It's yeah.
man who had sold them the $1.3 million townhouse in DC.
Imagine that. The dude sells you the $1.3 million townhouse. He's getting that 3% commission, and now he's tapping out your wife. Bro.
That's gotta hurt.
Meanwhile, you look like Joel Guy Jr.
Didn't upset Brian.
Bad day.
You're sitting at looking at federal prison.
And
Interesting.
Yeah.
In fact, you will hear evidence from Melissa Kirby that Anna Walshe told her, I wish you would be jealous.
See?
I mean, the way he's walking with his thumb, it's like the look is like he's making it up on the spot. Like he's making a bail argument, right? You know what? Hey, you know what? He said, she said she wished he would be jealous.
So I don't think he's that bad. He certainly doesn't remind me of Joel Guy Jr.'s. Joel Guy Jr.'s was horrible.
Yeah, well, he was just like, zero energy. But
yeah,
do people understand? Like, do people understand what I'm saying here? With like, this guy seems like he's pissed. He's pissed that this case is up here. He's way too angry for this. When his client 100% set up the fact that he would be charged with murder. And he ruined any chance of a like legitimate explanation of a natural death by cutting up the body.
Yeah.
Fletcher boy, welcome.
You will hear evidence that there was no financial issues or problems.
What?
Anna Walshe just got that job in the early part of 2022 that paid close to $300,000.
Yeah, but Brian owed $400,000.
They own that townhouse.
And you already said earlier, Mr. Defense Attorney, that the issue was the charge.
In DC, it was worth over $1 million. They owned whole life insurance policies on their sons in the amount of $1 million each. Whole life that you will hear you can borrow against if you need cash.
Right, but the point is, Mr. Defense Attorney, why borrow $400,000 against the policy to save your turd con man husband that doesn't work when you can just divorce him and be done with it?
You will hear evidence that Brian Walsh's mother gifted them money, and actually you'll hear from the landlord of the home that they were living in at the time that
Okay, landlord, yeah, it is a rental.
Brian was living in, taking care of the 3 boys, while Anna worked in DC, that it was his mother who was paying the rent, because that's what grandmothers do.
because he's a fucking loser. That's why.
I don't understand this statement. His mother was paying the rent because that's what grandmothers do.
I think what he's trying to say is what I think the point he's trying to make is there's nothing wrong. This is what grandmothers do. Don't look at it like this grown ass man is a total loser because his mother has to pay the rent.
The sentence makes more sense if he says that's what mothers do for their son, Brian, their loser son, right? I don't want him to get kicked out.
Or even better if he said he didn't want to put all of the burden on his wife. She was the breadwinner at this point. He had already fucked up enough. He didn't. Yeah. So he asked his mother, and she helped out because.
I mean, it'd be a lot better if he was just saying like Brian is a loser. Everyone knows he's a loser, right? Everyone knew he was a loser.
Yeah. Right, but he could have couched it in a different way. Like that's not what grandmothers do. Grandmothers are supposed to lay back and relax and take care of your kids sometimes, not pay all your bills. He should have put it on Brian.
That's what grandmothers do.
Didn't want to burden her financially more than he already had.
Yeah, he was very apologetic. He felt ashamed, right? Like all this kind of stuff. He was trying to do anything he could do to get back in her good graces because he loved her so much.
He had put on her and all that stuff. It wouldn't have helped. But
here's the problem. He still cut up her body. So at the end, so that doesn't show a whole lot of love.
He wasn't Googling, how do I take the financial burden off my wife?
Yep. What's the best state to divorce for men?
Stupid. stupid. What does that even mean?
Should I burn my crime scene clothes or wash them?
Right. How to fix tremendous hole in ceiling.
How to fix tremendous hole in ceiling.
There was no financial problems here. They
Yes, there were.
owned investment property.
No. What you, sir, what you are talking about is a financial Armageddon. You were talking about, like, there's no way they were going to be wiped out, right? Because they had money to pay for this, right? That is not what this is. Like, if you're 60, right, and you owe some amount of money, and you can clear it by just liquidating your entire retirement account, right? Sure, that's not a financial problem in terms of cash flow, but you're 60 and you have nothing now to live on. That is a major financial problem, sir. Like, this doesn't make sense. Well, you could take out a loan. Yeah, you still have a loan for $400,000, just like you owed $400,000 in the federal conviction case. What's the hole in the ceiling all about? We're going to get to it with the pictures. I'll check my pictures. It's like a million years ago.
In Massachusetts.
And I just want to say, by the way, I have the best chat on YouTube. Suma's chat is second best, but only because most of my chat is over there as well.
Okay, all right.
But also, my chat is best because most of your chat is over here as well.
All right, nice save.
Okay, maybe we tie for first. Maybe
We can
tie
make a
for
tie,
first.
but no, that's all right if you want to turn this into a contest.
No, it's tied. It's
I'm
tied.
not a competitive person.
You know who's dead last on YouTube chats? Derek. You know why? Because he says
He's not here to
he
defend
says
himself.
disgusting things.
I want to
yeah,
move my hands down to your skirt or pants.
Not everyone thinks it's disgusting. You know, he's a big hit with the ladies.
I got a comment, the side changing here, just real quick. Somebody said, like, oh, yeah, I don't appreciate how you're sexualizing Derek. And I was like, what? No, that's the entire point of the joke, that Lauren views Derek
sure it
as a
wasn't
sexual
Derek?
rival.
Who left that comment?
No, it wasn't him. It was somebody else that was legitimately upset.
I
I'm
don't like how you're sexualizing Derek and the Dutch.
And I'm like, no, that's the joke. That the fact that Lauren views Derek, this 13-year-old, as this sexual rival, that is it's satire. He's super
Also,
sexy, super cool.
If that's how you're seeing it, there's something wrong. Over there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Right?
you mean it's like it's like Lauren being like, I don't like how that 9-year-old's carrying that
Holding the flag in the
flag,
plane.
right, with their short skirt. Like,
There's a
nobody's
lot of
thinking that
problems.
except for you, dude.
Much bigger problems there.
Yeah.
The evidence in this case is that Brian Walshe loved Anna Walshe.
Love her money.
You will hear that she spoke of him in glowing terms to William Fester. That she said, I want people to see the Brian that I know. You will hear how she talked about her relationship with Brian with Alyssa Kirby. And notwithstanding the fact that Anna Walshe
Northwest
was happy
NW, the
there,
answer to your question is
she described
yes.
the relationship as open and honest. He believed their marriage was open and honest because he loved her. You will hear how she described Brian as her best friend to her friend Alyssa Kirby. You will also see evidence of text messages that you may use to determine for yourself if there was love between these two individuals. The importance about those text messages that you'll see is simply that they're dated. The ones you'll see are dated beginning December 25th of 2022, 7 days before New Year's Day. In 12:25, Anna Walshe and Brian Walshe are texting each other And she is sending him 7 properties, listings, primarily out of Zillow, 7 listings of properties in the greater DC area, Bethesda, Annapolis. They're searching for future investment property.
Can anyone think of another reason you would send possible investment prospects to your spouse that you're about to leave? Anyone? I can think of one. Can you think of one?
No.
To make them think that you're not leaving them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could also get a huge tattoo on your chest.
Yeah.
Their
Well,
name.
but then you get laser surgery and
It's funny and it hurts a little bit. So forget
yeah.
You'll see that, and you'll hear evidence that then she comes up to celebrate Christmas with Brian and their 3 beautiful boys.
No, she came up
One of
late.
whom will use the F word. I'm gonna say.
The kid used the F word, but she came up late. She missed Christmas Eve and most of Christmas Day because she was with her lover.
That's how much she fucking hated her husband. She didn't even care if she didn't see her kids on Christmas. That's
She's like,
you don't see that a lot unless you're Sarah Boone.
Soup, sorry. I will totally make it up to you. I'm making $300K once you're away from your slug father.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't do it this year. Sorry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the guy that she's having the affair with looks like Ryan Gosling or something. He's just like,
or not. He could be the ugliest. He's still better.
But he's still a good guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's better than,
She's like, I mean, I always just wonder on like these dates with these people that like have dated horrible people before, right? Like, the red flags you have to check for would be like, so do you like sell artwork?
Right. Are you a felon in any way at all?
Have you ever been convicted of a federal felony or are you under indictment? And they're like, no. Do you like tennis?
Yeah, right. I mean, do you like long walks in the park or?
You're like, the other person asking him like, oh, I love the series on Netflix. And like, yeah, okay, can we just have you ever been followed by the FBI?
If I were to do a quick search on the sexual offenders list, would you come up?
Would you come up on this list?
27, now that she's back in DC, these text messages between them. And they're talking about one of their properties. And they're talking about the fact that it, in fact, sold. So now they need to figure out what to do with the proceeds.
They?
Yeah. No, it's a joint decision.
You'll see on 12
Marriage, happy marriage.
text exchange between Brian Walsh and Anna Walsh. Now, she's back in DC. She's not feeling well. She's telling Brian, I don't feel well.
What happened?
Dora says, my ankle monitor only allows short walks.
I don't like how the defense attorney is trying to imply here, like, oh, I don't feel well. Like this is going to be one of the sudden cardiac arrest things. Like, oh, I don't feel well.
Yeah, who else did that? Oh, Tammy Daybell again. Yeah.
So I'm going to stay at home and work at home today in DC.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel
they
well.
joke.
Because, I mean, what am I doing?
I haven't got enough dick. What?
I'm a little sore. You punk.
And on the text, Brian says something like, well, I guess I'll have to get you a plunger. Anna responds, I'll tell you what,
Fuck you.
I'll buy the plunger. You buy me that Porsche.
See, I feel like this is a sarcastic exchange. Did you pick up on that at all?
First of all, this is the first I'm hearing it because I'm not good at paying attention.
Oh, you
But
okay?
this is definitely not a nice exchange.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. Like, hey, I'm sick. Okay, you that
Any man who
plunger?
says he's going to get his wife a plunger is in a lot of trouble, usually.
Because, I mean, that kind of indicates that she's going to be using the plunger, right? Like, I'll buy you one for you to use it. But then also talking about her bodily rhythms or whatever, right? And then he's like, if she's sick, I mean, I'm just implying, like, based on what
You
the
never tell
context
your
of
wife
this
you're buying a
discussion.
plunger for her. That's just number one rule, really. Right?
But
I'm gonna buy you a plunger. What woman wants to hear that?
then he's Janera.
Oh, also not
This is very
nice.
good.
I
Yes.
see.
He's saying she's full of shit,
It's Genera.
right?
Yeah.
This makes sense. Because if
Yes.
he's saying, I'll buy you a plunger because you're full of shit, and she responds with, okay, well, buy me that Porsche. Meaning this was something he had promised before.
Absolutely.
Oh, you cracked the code.
Well, the Porsche thing, I think everyone but you understood.
Yeah, maybe.
I
I didn't understand it as a callback. I didn't
Well,
understand
you're
it as
not
a
a
call.
woman, so you wouldn't know because we are waiting.
Okay.
We're like, how about that fucking Porsche you promised me? You fucking asshole. You know.
Yeah, meaning you're full of shit, Brian. Got it.
Speaking of things that start with a P that you've been promising to buy me.
I have the best chat. Tied with Sumo.
What?
Is anyone looking in my eyes right now?
No.
They're not suspicious.
But they're beautiful.
They were darting back and forth.
I saw them.
Why? Because Anna Walsh wanted a Porsche. And what you see on that text exchange, right after she says that, is you'll see postings that he sent to her of the Porsches he'd been shopping for the women he loved.
And the woman he would cut into little pieces within a week.
And you'll see in his medical that he was shopping for Porsches because she had asked for them.
Oh, all right. Okay.
On 12/29, you'll see a text exchange between them where they're talking about a 3-story brownstone that she had found that maybe they'll buy for investment. And you'll see the text references to how much it cost, the square footage it's up and below. You'll see text exchange between them where they're talking about possible renovations in the future. They are talking about the future.
They are talking about the future. No, she is leading him on until she can get the divorce paperwork finalized.
I just want to add about the Porsche because I'm now pissed about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, another thing she meant was, how about that Porsche, which you will never be able to buy now because you are $400,000 in arrears, you piece of crap.
Oh no, that's what I meant when I was saying it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you took it when I originally said it, but that the way you just said it, that's what I was referring to.
Right. Well,
like I mean, saying you're full of shit.
You're full of shit. But that you mean when Janera said it?
No, I'm saying
You called her full of shit.
No, what I'm saying, he said you're full of shit with the plunger, but what I thought was Janera was pointing out that she was calling out you're full of shit because you're not going to buy me a Porsche that you promised me before.
I see. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, of course, but he's full of shit anyway. It's just that he's really in a situation where, but that's the kind of guy who buys a Porsche, by the way. And then you have bigger problems because then you have to pay for that too.
I don't even own a car, so I don't know.
You're a special guy.
I gave my car to my son. I own nothing. I own nothing.
You don't need things. We have love here.
I borrowed the car to go to the LabCorp up there to give the urine sample. And then I get there and they're like, we got no order. And then I finally, after waiting for an hour and a half, they said, you got to go down to Kirkland. Yes. Yes. It's total bullshit.
Play the drums thing if you want.
Yeah, okay.
Just so everyone knows, the guy with the blonde haircut, that's Hear Me Out.
Oh, okay. I guess it wasn't obvious. Okay, this is both me on the top.
Obvious,
this is both me on the top and the bottom.
Jackie didn't know.
Oh. Yeah, look at that little innocent kid.
I know.
And this is on 12/29. And then on 12/30, simple.
Yeah, that is extremely young. Hear Me Out. And I'm gonna make
Even
a reference
younger.
to you. I'm gonna make a reference back to Young Hear Me Out with this whole cutout thing here
Texas.
earlier.
Text
That
between
was the actual age.
about her catching her flight from D.C. to get to Cohasset for New Year's. She texts them, I've landed. Then what you see in those text messages are she begins to send Brian pictures of her playing with the boys now that she's reunited with her 3 beautiful boys again. And then you see 7 pictures.
Yeah, you thought it was the guy. You thought I was in Hanson. No, I got all these jokes. When you're late to the party.
Sent by
When
Brian
I
Walsh
first saw Nickelback, I thought it was Hanson growing up. I was like, wow, they turned out real
Oh.
ugly.
back to Anna, taken of her playing with the boys. And how do they sign off these texts? You'll see them. Brian says, love you.
Brian says, "Love you." That's deep.
And Anna Walsh says, love
Anna Walsh says, "Love you too." Can't fake that.
you too.
I'm gonna mimic his hand from now on.
We've come full circle in this opening, and now we're back to New Year's Eve. Jim Mutlow, the family friend, is invited by Anna to come to the house to celebrate New Year's Eve. You'll hear evidence that he was thrilled. He was thrilled to be with 2 people he'd known for years, but he hadn't seen in some time.
Is he a loser? He doesn't have any friends.
He knew their kids. 3 beautiful boys.
3 beautiful boys.
He'll describe how when he drove up in the driveway, Anna Walsh ran down the driveway in her heels, no coat, on a cold winter day.
That sounds kind of psychotic. When I heard that the first time, I'm like, what? She ran down the driveway, no coat or anything. She's just running down the driveway. It seems like the opening out of Scream.
When someone's following me with a knife, that's what you do.
You know, it seems like the opening out of the movie Scream, right? Like,
Or any horror film, yes.
yes.
Yeah. You don't just
To
run
hug
out
him.
of your house.
And then what happened? They all went into the house. And what
all
was
went in the
occurring in the house? Brian was cooking New Year's. He was feeding them as they all talked for 4 to 5 hours. And what were they talking about? They were talking about the future. They were talking about investments.
That's such a weird thing to talk about amongst friends.
Well, you
Anna
know,
Walsh
she's
told
into
us-
real estate and
No, but it's weird to talk about investments.
Story about how Brian had found a ring for her and the whole adventure of finding the ring and buying the ring. She talked about it in glowing terms when she talked about how Brian did that.
when was this?
This is the night of her murder.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is less than 24 hours before he's slicing up her body.
I mean, she just spent a week fucking some other guy. I don't think if she's talking in glowing terms.
Well, we don't know that. Maybe they were just,
Yeah, that's right. She just
They were
missed Thanksgiving and Christmas with her children.
maybe it was Eskimo kisses.
Those are sexy as hell.
Could have been Eskimo kisses.
It could have been, but I'm still saying sexy.
But then she him.
Mutlow
You know
will
what
describe it for
Eskimo
the
kisses lead to? Eskimo BJs.
4 or 5 hours that he was there. He saw no problem between them.
It's just with the eyelashes. Oh, baby.
Wrong. Isn't that Eskimo kiss with the nose? Let me not even try to think about it.
No, it is with the nose. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. It would be very complicated. You're better off just with the traditional.
Just one side to the other.
Get her done.
Said that Brian was happy and Anna was happy. He described the atmosphere as jovial, festive.
Butterfly.
He described it as loving.
Thank you, Janice.
What was the description I gave earlier from the Joel guy Jr.? It was because he's saying jovial, festive, loving.
Oh,
It was. I'll find it right here.
yeah.
Shoot.
I'm gonna have it in 1 sec.
No, I'm gonna have it in less than 1 second.
Oh, we're gonna see. Shit.
Did I even send it to you now?
You
Can't
did.
find it.
Well, before you did, yeah. But we have a lot of nonsense going on here.
As adults do for New Year's Eve, they celebrated with wine and champagne. You will have that box, or at least photographs of that champagne box.
This is a box champagne. Oh, outgoing, friendly, and happy.
Right. Ongoing. I
described-
thought it was outgoing.
Yeah, outgoing.
Okay, I misread.
They described Joel as outgoing, friendly. Oh, there's a mask on him, right? So outgoing, friendly, and happy. That's not the kind of person that would kill their entire family.
Where
Grandpa,
they
you said
signed
you were napping all day. Don't play with these people.
Then you take one look at Joel Guy Jr. and you're like, man, that is a guy that exactly would ice his own parents and boil their heads in the pot.
If not him, who?
Yeah.
and what Anna signed on that box. She wrote, let's make 2023 the best one yet. She went on to say, courage, love, perseverance, compassion, joy, and signed it.
As I looked at this list, knew I had none of these virtues. But there are other virtues in a leader, Father. Ambition. Nobody knows. No, nobody knows Gladiator. I searched the face of the gods to make you happy.
Nobody knows it that well.
Love and nothing was more important to both Anna and Brian but those three beautiful boys. They had talked about the problem of the federal case. It was stressful. When you heard in the Commonwealth's open the reference to a divorce search, please understand that the other evidence will be that that singular search occurred between conversations between Anna and Brian about the sale of their property. You'll see that that search occurred about 8:30 on 12/27.
Yeah, but
and why is that important?
Yeah, but it didn't include to protect the family. It was talking about what's best for the husband. God, moron.
The evidence will show that the only time Anna Walsh talked about divorce with William Fastenal, she talked about it in terms of Brian and I attempting to preserve the family assets.
Okay, you better bring evidence of that.
Why is that important? Because yes, there was $400,000 of restitution that was going to come due. And yes, Brian may have had to go to prison for some time. And what did that mean?
Oh my God. Beyond Well doesn't like Joaquin Phoenix? He's great.
It means that
Why don't you like Joaquin Phoenix? What?
I'm sure they have their reasons.
Well, I don't understand.
I don't either, but I'm always open to hear why somebody doesn't like
Yeah,
something.
no, I'm open to hear it. I just don't understand it. Like,
Is it a hair lip thing? That would the problem?
yeah, that's kind of ableism.
I know. You're the one.
there was
talking
going to
about-
have to be arrangements, not just to pay the money, which wasn't going to be a problem.
The character the character was a bad character in Gladiator. We all know that. That's. But he was.
They don't remember the name of the character, so they're just going with Joaquin.
It's just the face of the gods. Embrace me now, Maximus. The Emperor has been slain.
But the boys had to move up to D.C. because Brian could no longer take care of them. And there would be all that added expense. And they went so far as to talk to Robin Howe, their nanny, their babysitter, and asked her if she would consider moving up. So there were expenses. So when you talk about preserving the family assets, you have to decide, how is it that I make sure, how is it, as Brian Walshe will tell you, how is it that I make sure that my wife and my 3 sons are financially secure if I have to go to prison for a day, for a week, for a month, or for years?
Mr. Defense Attorney, can I posit a hypothesis here? If you kill your wife and all your assets go to you, then can go to the children, they can be raised, right? While you're in prison, not convicted of your wife's murder because you thinking you're getting away with it, right? But you're just, the children are raised by your mother, their grandmother, right? Their kid pull, and then when you get out, you get a nice fat nest egg. That would also fit this definition, right, Mr. Defense Attorney?
That's what they were talking about. And in all of the other digital data that the Commonwealth has been pouring.
Like fucking some other guy. So, I mean, in her position, him going away for a long time is like perfect.
No, it is perfect, right? But not for him.
Over for 2 years.
Not unless she dies first.
You will not hear evidence of any other conversations about the vote.
Oh, Northwest.
And you won't hear it from William Fastow. In fact, William Fastow will tell you he had resigned himself to think Anna Walshe was never going to leave Brian, father of their children. Jim Mutlow left around 1:30. Brian Walshe and Anna Walshe went upstairs. He went back down to the kitchen about an hour later.
Yeah, you already told this lie.
And then the impossible, the unimaginable.
Yeah, you're right. The impossible.
Yeah, impossible to believe.
The impossible. The unimaginable, the unexplainable, the unbelievable.
Yeah. It didn't make sense to Brian Walshe. It was confusing. He never thought anybody would believe that Anna Walshe was alive 1 minute and dead the next.
Yeah, well, that is true. Finally, the first coherent thought Brian has ever had in his life. They're never going to believe that she was alive next to me 1 minute and dead the next.
I also feel like if I were her mother, for example, or a friend, or, you know, the guy she was banging, and I found out that she died of natural causes, and then he took it upon himself, as Sarah Boone would say, to chop her body up and hide it around in various places. That doesn't make me happy either.
No, it doesn't.
You know?
I don't care if they're a terminally ill cancer patient. Don't cut up their body.
No, and nobody does that. And Northwest said that the kid, would make sense, of course, are in the foster system now, which is always the thing that brings it home for me, like, and for everyone with a mind and heart. Like, these people, they don't think, like, now these children, their lives are basically completely, like, it's just terrible. That's all.
Well, no, but he was never thinking about his kids.
Well, obviously. Right. Well, that's kind of my point.
Right,
Some
but
people do this kind of thing because they don't want to lose custody, which is even crazier.
Mm-hmm,
you know, like they do this, and it's like, well, no one's getting custody now. Like, oh, it's true that
like
one
that,
of them
like
did
that
have
postal
a
worker person. The postal worker person. What's her name?
Yeah, the one who had the guy shoot her. I don't remember her name, but yes, a lot of them do that though. A lot of them do it for custody, and then
Dira or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Josh Powell, and I mean, a lot of them do that. It's crazy. There's that other guy who killed his wife. I mean, there's tons of them.
And all he could think about were those
Yes.
3 boys. What would happen to their 3 boys now that Anna is no longer here?
Right. So
Yeah, what would happen to him? You know what the alternative is?
I mean,
What would happen if I was served divorce papers by my wife who has a $300,000 income, a house, and I'm on federal probation with no job, no prospect, no property? I will probably lose them. So your argument here, Mr. Defense Attorney,
Not good.
Defense Attorney, is 100% the wrong direction to go here.
What will happen if they think he did something bad to Anna? Where will those 3 boys go? And so, he told the story. He told lies. He tried to hide so he could hang on to those boys.
Devin Schreiner. That's the postal worker, Devin Schreiner. I want to see the police manager right now. I've not seen my son.
right.
Brian Walshe never killed him. Brian Walshe never thought about killing him. Never think about that. Brian Walshe is not living.
Oh, strong finish. Look, he leaves his notepad up there, right? Look, did you see that? He didn't pick up his notepad. Look.
Yeah.
He just walks right past the stand.
He's in the
notepad's
moment.
still up there.
I mean, to be fair, he didn't look at his notes. So
No, but he just wanted the commanding statement, and then he probably, as he sat down, he realized, oh shit, I left my notepad up there, and he's like,
or he just brought them up there to look, like,
and he's like, wait a minute, if I get up to get him now, I'll look like an idiot, so I'm not going to do it right now.
I'll do it when they break for lunch or when.
All right, so now we're going to get into the interview recaps. I said this was going to be a quarter of the way. We're already at 2 hours. Probably got another hour left. But the beginning of this has a little bit of the interview included in it, just so you can understand how it's just right. But the links will be in the video, and I got to write down this timestamp. 2:07:25. Okay.
Now we're going to start the evidence in the case. The Commonwealth may call its first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. With the court's permission, the Commonwealth would call Harrison Schmidt.
And I fast forward through a lot of the background where he's like, "Oh, how long have you been a detective?"
Now, as a result of working with Metro Lab,
This guy looked
What?
to me like he's wearing makeup, but he also looked like he dyes all the hair on his face and head. So
he looks super sexy to me.
he's hot as hell.
in Cohasset Police Department, how many fatal investigations have you been
So
involved
this is at 150% speed.
in?
Dozens.
And how many missing person cases have you been involved in?
Between both, about a dozen.
And, sir, with your missing person cases, have you been able to recover each individual?
No.
And what are some of the reasons why not?
Medical issues, exposure to the elements, suicide.
Now, are you familiar with the investigation into the disappearance of Anna Walshe?
Yes.
How are you familiar with that investigation, sir?
I'm the lead investigator.
And when did you become involved in that investigation, sir?
January 4th, 2023.
And about what time on January 4th did you become involved?
I was notified on my way back from SWAT training by a supervisor that there was a missing persons investigation beginning in patrol. So I was requested to respond and assist.
And so about what time of day do you think that may have been?
I went to the police station about 4 o'clock p.m.
Now, sir, when you went to the police station, what did you do to begin your investigation?
I coordinated with the patrol officers that initially responded to investigate.
Yes.
I reviewed their reports. I conducted queries in law enforcement databases to get background information.
And after doing all of these activities, did you have the opportunity to do anything else to further your investigation that afternoon or evening?
Yes.
What did you do?
I went to Mr. Walsh's home and interviewed him.
Now, where is Mr. Walsh's home?
516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway.
And can you tell us about that street? First off, I think it's in Cohasset.
Yes.
And does that street go by any other designation?
CJC Highway or Route 3A.
And so as it being Route 3A, is it a busy street or is it a...
Yeah, I'll just throw this in. Not FBI. Apparently, the defense attorney is one of the best in the area. I believe he was sure that the search history would get thrown out since there wasn't a warrant. Yeah, I read that as well. But I mean, once it didn't get thrown out, what are you doing?
like kind of a smaller side street?
It is 2 lanes divided by a double yellow line, main thoroughfare through town.
And about what time did you go to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
About 6:30 p.m.
And who went with you?
Officer Lawrence.
And why did you bring Officer Lawrence?
He was the initial patrol responding officer.
And so
Good night, Baba Gadoosh.
that night when you got to the Walsh residence, can you tell us what happened when you arrived?
I was greeted by Mr. Walsh.
Okay. And when you were greeted by
Also, let me know in the chat, is this layout I've got here, right? Where I've got the subtitles down here. The speed changes to the top right later, but like where I'm putting this little window saying what we're listening to with the timer above, like, do people hate that? Or, I don't know.
Mr. Walsh, who else was home at this point in time?
His 3 children.
And
You like it?
Yeah,
Suma likes it.
Works, and I like it.
Days.
what were the children doing?
What's
They were eating McDonald's.
And whereabouts?
Right.
In the kitchen,
Exactly.
there's a kitchen island that they were seated at.
Massachusetts, Ravina. Where else?
Massachusetts. All right, so this is just they go through a series of photos. These aren't very important. The later ones, I believe, are. But there's a picture of the outside of the house. There's another one of the outside of the house from the side. This is from the interior. This is the breakfast little end table. This is the other side of the end table looking back. This is looking at, this little thing. And then there's downstairs, I believe to the right, there's a sunken living room with a dog in it.
A real dog.
All right, so you're just going to hear the first part of this interview and realize, like, you want to hear it? The link is going to be in the description.
Now, Exhibit 53, you've had the opportunity to review that, correct?
Yes,
And does that fairly and accurately reflect the conversation you had with Mr. Walsh that night?
it does.
Thank you. At this point in time, Ms. Gilman, I'd ask if you could press play on Exhibit 53, the interview from January 4th.
Okay, the order is on. It is 1839 on Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. My name is Harrison Schmidt. I'm a detective with Cohasset Police. Present here is Officer Lawrence. And Sir Brian, could you just repeat for me?
Yeah, Brian Walsh.
Brian Walsh, okay. Brian, what's your date of birth?
13175.
Okay, and we're at your home on 516 CJC Highway.
Yes, it's right the light now.
Perfect. So could you do me a favor? I know you've explained a lot of this today. Could you just do me a favor and just start at the beginning? So I understand your wife, Anna, she travels a lot for work.
She's in DC for this great new job she got.
Okay.
And we're to follow shortly, but it's taking longer.
Awesome. So, starting most of the way, she was at work.
1 second.
Yep.
It's okay.
All right, so that was the little snippet of the interview. Again, you can hear this kid screaming in the background. Again, I will link the videos I am posting of the little interviews.
Also, why
and-
can't they say living room, not sunken living room? Well, like, don't brag. I get it.
What is a sunken living room?
It's a fucking awesome thing that used to happen in the 60s and 70s. Where, like, you walk down into the living room. It's like usually wall-to-wall.
My house that I grew up in had a sunken living room.
Say, okay, well, but you never, I didn't know that.
But my house isn't good enough?
That's what I mean, but you don't mention it. See, I wouldn't know that. The house I grew up in did not
I'm gonna brag.
If it did, everyone would know it, because I'd be like, I grew up in a house with a sunken living room.
Yeah.
That's how fucking awesome it is.
I grew up in a house with vinyl siding. Hello.
I grew up in a house in the Bronx with sunken living room and never mind.
So look at this 2 times 2.
Rosaries and profit. Thank you, Northwest.
1345 is going to be the recap. Okay. So again, the interviews will be posted in the description below, but we're going to we get all the information we need from the detective and DA. And I probably would have shortened the amount of the call I would have played that if I was in charge, right? Because it really put
It's all too much, yeah.
It's too much.
Sergeant, I have a few questions about that interview. How old were the children at this point in time?
Yeah.
2, 4, and 6.
in the oldest child, what was produced during that interview?
An iPad.
An iPad. And when it's heard the defense saying 121212, what is going on at that point in time?
The child needed help unlocking the iPad, and the defendant assisted in punching in the code to unlock it.
All right, that's crucial, right? You need to get on tape that the defendant has to unlock the iPad because the search was done on the iPad and the child doesn't know how to do it, right? That's key.
I thought the child did know, or no?
No. The child brought the iPad to the dad to unlock it because he couldn't unlock it. Meaning the dad can unlock it, the kids can't. So the kids weren't doing the search of like, what do you do with a dead body?
Even his kids are stupid.
Yeah.
Now, in addition, at some point in time, someone produced glasses. Who did that?
The middle child.
And directing your attention to what's been marked as Exhibit 6, file number 7214. Ms. Gilman, if we could have that.
Forever wonder, you say, because a 3-year-old would search how to dispose of a body. Well, you don't think the defense attorney is going to argue that?
Yeah.
Like this? Sergeant, do you see the glasses there in that
3-year-old.
photograph?
Yes, there were ladies' glasses there in the black case underneath the mirror on the counter.
Now, after...
So this is pointing out her glasses are there because the child just brought them like, hey, these are mommy's glasses.
Or during the interview, he showed you his phone. What did you look at on his phone?
Text message thread between him and Anna and the camera roll.
And what did you see as far as travel arrangements?
There were screenshots of the JetBlue app that Anna had sent him for the flight from DC to Boston.
So at the end of the interview, there's mention of doing a walkthrough. What did you do next?
We concluded the interview and began the walkthrough.
Okay, and so what is a walkthrough, sir?
We just went throughout the house to see if anything jumped out or seemed important.
Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 8, 7115? So, sir, what part of the house was this?
This is the front of the house. It's not the front door, but it's like the primary access door to the right.
Ms. Gilman, can we have Exhibit 9, 7120? Now, where are you in the house at this point in time, sir?
If you go into that door from the last photo, you're in a hallway. If you look left in that hallway, this is the entryway into the kitchen and dining room, that open floor concept.
And Ms. Gilman, if we can have Exhibit 10, 7122? Where is this in the house, sir?
If you go in from that outside door and you look straight from the hallway, that's the first floor bathroom.
And what is inside the first floor bathroom besides the bathroom?
Washer and dryer.
Ms. Gilman, Exhibit 11, please, 7169. And I take it this is the washer and dryer inside that first floor bathroom?
Correct.
Could we have Exhibit 12, file number 7137? Where is this, sir?
If you come in that same door, that hallway, if you look right, there's a sunken-in family room.
And what is at the back end of the sunken-in family room?
There's a staircase that leads up to a single bedroom.
So I appreciate these pictures because it does give us a layout of the house.
Could we have Exhibit 13, 7138?
Because it's always just in our imagination up until this point, right?
Where is...
But I believe the other foundation is to lay out the crime and how... okay.
Is this, sir, in the house?
Those are the stairs leading up to that single bedroom.
Exhibit 14, please, 7140. Now, where is this in the house, sir?
This is that single bedroom on that right side of the house.
What access does this bedroom have to the rest of the house besides going down those stairs to the sunken living room?
None.
Could we have the next exhibit, which is Exhibit 15, 7141? And where is this, sir?
This is that same bedroom.
Could we have Exhibit 16, 7152? What part of the home is this?
This is that sunken-in living room. This is the closet door beneath the staircase leading up to that single bedroom.
Did you have the opportunity to look inside that closet?
I did.
Could we have the next exhibit, Exhibit 17, 7153? Is this how the closet appeared, sir?
Yes.
Now, can we have Exhibit 18, 7165? Where is this, sir?
This is the hallway as you enter through that door. So that door would be to the left, bathrooms to the right, and then the kitchen dining room straight.
Could we have Exhibit 20, file number 1735? Now, what part of the home is this?
That door on the left is the front door. So this is, if you're looking away from the dining room, you'd be looking at the stairs upstairs to the main part of the house and the living room straight ahead.
What's at the far end of the living room?
A fireplace and a TV.
And if we could have the next exhibit 21, 7236. Where is this, sir?
That's a close-up look of the living room with the TV, the fireplace, and the bureau.
Exhibit 22, please, Ms. Gilman, file number 7237. What part of the home is this now?
Still right in the living room. It's the stairs leading upstairs to the main part of the second floor of the house, a view into the kitchen and the backyard.
Now, are there any other rooms by the kitchen?
To the left edge of this frame is a small office.
Could we have exhibit
So I believe all this is a setup of where they found the blood later, and they're going to show where he actually dismembered the body, right? And how, like, all this kind of stuff. This leads to the hole in the ceiling.
23, file number 7246. What is this, sir?
That's the small office.
And could we have exhibit 24, 7288? Where is this in the home, sir?
That is the second floor bathroom.
And can you describe the second floor layout for us?
If you walk up the stairs to the second floor, the front door would be to your back. You enter a hallway. Straight ahead is a second floor bathroom. There's 2 bedrooms to your left, and there's a primary bedroom to the right that also has a bathroom in it.
Could we have exhibit 25, which is file number 7298? What are we looking at now, sir?
If you were in that hallway coming up the stairs, if you look left, that would be the doors to the 2 bedrooms on your left.
Could we have exhibit 26, file number 7301? Which room is this, sir?
This is the front left bedroom on the second floor.
And who is residing in this bedroom?
The defendant.
And, sir, what is in the drawer next to the bed?
Some sheetrock or drywall from the ceiling.
Could we have the next exhibit 28? Well, actually, I'm sorry, 7301. Could we have 27, 7302? And, sir, where is this?
That same bedroom.
And then could we have exhibit 28, 7309? And what orientation is this, sir?
This is looking at the bedroom door from that same bedroom.
Your Honor, we would object for the reasons stated before.
Excuse me?
We object for the reasons stated before.
Thank you. Preserved.
And then I'd like to have exhibit 29, if I may, Ms. Gilman, 7319.
See the hole?
What is?
All right. So this reminds me, I'm assuming there was some kind of blood soaked through or some kind of chemical. Maybe he brought her up on the floor above the attic or whatever and did this dismemberment up there, and something soaked through to it stained the ceiling, and he had to remove and cut out the ceiling. That's my theory.
That's what I thought at first, but Northwest said maybe it was blood spatter on the ceiling.
Yeah, but you would just clean that. I feel like this is a soaking through.
I would, but yeah, but no one was. What happened upstairs? I mean, there's no.
No, what I'm saying is, if he was doing the dismemberment up there, right, and there was something and blood came down, and he was able to clean everything, bleach everything, right? You see a little bit of white over here, right? But what it does is, with liquid, it stains the ceiling, so there's an obvious stain.
I see.
And you have to remove that.
It's a lot less obvious because white paint would not.
Right. But what I was originally referring to with what the case I saw this is 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. So we went to, this was what got me into really true crime.
You had a sunken living room?
No. I was always watching Matlock when I was growing up in Law and Order. I liked that all. But then I went to my first actual trial, like courtroom experience when we were in 8th grade. It was part of the civics class. We went down there to King County District Court, and we just picked a random courtroom, went in there, and the room we sat in, I've been trying to find this case ever since, but I cannot find it. So if somebody in the chat can find it based on the description I'm going to give, that'd be great. But basically, we were listening to the cross-examined by the prosecution, this must have been the prosecution witness with a detective. It was a murder scene, and or it was an assault scene. But basically, the defendant had, in order to remove the blood, because DNA, this is mid 90s, right? Mm-hmm. He had, I don't want the victim's blood here. So there was blood spatter everywhere, right? And so what he did was he cut out little circles on the pillow where the blood was, and then he removed the cotton from that had soaked through. The blood was soaking through the pillow, right? So he removed, so there's no DNA here. So this pillow had a bunch of cut out holes and cotton coming out of it. He also removed a section of the carpet and removed the under the what do they call it underneath the carpet? The mat,
yeah,
right. he ripped that out as well.
Just a piece of it.
Not the whole room, just a corner of it, right? And so he was like, in his mind, he's like, well, there's no DNA here, right? Yeah, but your room looks like it was scrubbed for DNA. And I was just sitting there. I remember sitting there back there as a 14-year-old being like, you kidding me? This is so stupid. He's guilty. Like,
well,
what,
he was on trial, right?
right? But it was just like sitting there and being like, how could somebody be so stupid? And I didn't realize back then that this is how actual criminals are. They are so dumb, right? I've been conditioned by Law and Order, Matlock, that everyone just gets tripped up by that last Columbo, the last piece of evidence, right? No, all they do is they do the most obvious dumb ass.
That's why you gotta watch Forensic Files, my man. That's
No,
what they tell you. Although
I've
you're
seen
right,
all the
though,
forensic files.
even they're smarter than this. Although that
Yeah, they are smart in this. And they find it. They're like, oh, well, we use some acetone, and we got
the
this.
beauty of Forensic Files is like, really, like you went in and found all that shit.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I remember the forensic files where they're like, you know, we trace the DNA of the pot, like the plant, the pods falling in the truck. They're like, it could have only come from this Palos Verdes tree because the DNA from this tree where the body was found is found in this truck, and there's no other than DNA. And I'm just like,
time of the year that those bugs do this and that and the other.
yeah,
thing.
yeah, and you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
wow. Who would think you'd be caught by that? But then you have all these idiots.
Yeah.
That cutting holes out of their ceiling like this. Be
Right.
like, well,
Who
there's
think they're
nothing wrong
fine.
with their. What's wrong with a hole in the ceiling?
Shit happens. Prove it. You see
Prove
DNA?
it.
I don't.
So that's what I think the theory is. I think there was some kind of liquid stain, just like when you have a roof leak, right? Your ceiling discolors, or just, you know, and you have to cut it out because, well, maybe I was putting in a ceiling fan or something else. You see the porous sections in between these boards where liquid can easily pour through. And you might get rid of the DNA by bleach, but you're not getting rid of the stain. And people are going to be like, what the hell were you doing up there?
And here it's like, not only do they have, I'm sure, a lot of forensic evidence in that way, like DNA and all, and the big hole in the ceiling and all that, but like all of the behavior and everything else, like there's just no way.
Right,
This is
exactly.
the worst, like just bad.
Exactly.
Is this, sir?
A hole in the ceiling in that bed.
So that was my connection to true crime when I learned
Right.
it, and it is the same age that I am drumming here on the bottom.
Like and subscribe. Where
Like
was
and
that?
subscribe.
Washington State?
Yeah, Washington State. That's where I live. Uh-oh.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. No, I said uh-oh.
Oh.
Because I just doxed myself.
Yeah, I know, that's why I said no, it isn't, but you won't have it.
Yeah, but if somebody could find what that case was, it went to
That's
trial.
That's why I asked.
It would have either been at trial in November, December of 95 or early 1996. I think it was fall semester of 95. Some kind of murder where it was, okay.
Yeah, right.
Find it. I can't find it. I've searched so long. I can't find it.
I'll try.
Now, what is above the ceiling in that home?
An attic.
Did you go into the attic that night?
No.
The attic is above the hole in the ceiling, Deborah.
Now, can we have Exhibit 307320? What room is this, sir?
This is the second bedroom to the left in that hallway.
And could we have Exhibit 317321? What is this, sir?
That same bedroom.
And who was residing in this bedroom?
The middle child.
And who was residing in the bedroom that was by the sunken living room?
The eldest child.
Could we have Exhibit 327259?
Hello, Human Tooth. I mentioned to my co-host backstage what had happened with the number thrill. I don't remember what it is, but Human Tooth, go ahead and type out what happened, and I will pin it.
What room is this, sir?
This oldest kid is going to he's going to try to pin him for the crime because he's got a dirty mouth and he's a murderer.
Yeah.
And
This is the bedroom to the right, the primary bedroom.
And with this primary
No, Human Tooth, he did plead guilty. He pled guilty to dismembering the wife's body and lying to police, but not the murder.
Not everything. Don't be ridiculous.
Human Tooth, all you got to do is go back and view the intro, and I covered all that. But
Or
Human
we can
Tooth,
just tell you.
Human Tooth runs the subreddit Sarah Boone Continued. Everyone go over there and check it out.
But that's why I say they might not have the time to go back and watch your stupid video. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. It is a stupid video.
No, it's not stupid, but I'm just saying not everyone might want to. It's amazing. I'm not a nice person. I apologize.
Not really. I never really was going to do anything.
Your bedroom, what was it attached to as far as bathroom?
There was an attached bathroom.
Could we have Exhibit 33, 7269? What is this, sir?
That's the attached bathroom.
And could we have Exhibit 34, 7335? Bless you. What's this, sir?
If you're standing in the kitchen, looking towards the front of the house, this is the basement door.
And what was on this door as far as child safety locks?
Up top was like a child safety device.
Could we have Exhibit 35,
I like
7336?
this. Again, take
Where is
away,
this, sir?
That's
take
the
away all
doorway
his,
from the left.
take away all his bullshit excuses of being maybe it was my kid that cut up my wife.
Last photo looking down into the basement.
Could we have Exhibit 36, 7340? Where is this, sir?
If you go down those steps and you look right, this is the view of the basement.
And could we have Exhibit 37, which is file 7343? And where is this?
If you go down those steps and look left, this is the view of the basement.
And then could we have Exhibit 38, 7557? Where is this?
Those are the basement steps.
Now, what access did the basement have as far as to the outside of the home?
If you come down those stairs and look right, there's a outside door that leads to the left side of the house.
Did you have the opportunity on January 4th to do any examination outside the home?
Yes.
Could we have Exhibit 39, file number 7077?
Check your text.
Where's this in relation to the house, sir?
This is the left side of the house, so that basement door would be just off frame to the right.
And there's a fence there, sir. What's the fence around?
That's leading into the backyard and the in-ground pool.
Could we have Exhibit 40, 7080? And what is this?
View looking into the backyard.
What condition was the pool that night when you were there on January 4th?
It was full of water. The water was dark green and cloudy. It was unseasonably warm that night, and so no ice or anything. And there was no pool cover on it.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
There's no pool cover on it.
Could we have Exhibit 41, 7084? Now, where are we in the house, sir?
You're within the fenced-in portion of the backyard, looking at the pool.
And how is the pool different in this photograph than when you were there that night?
It's drained in this photo.
What is, sir, in the left-hand corner?
Based on the text I just sent you, it seems like it's not just me that had the
Of
problem.
course, not. It's literally. I mean, not that you're not sharp and intelligent, but I feel like anyone who's been following it feels this way. Over
Right, but
right.
there's been a disagreement about that with the people that are
Well,
that were threatening me. So
yeah, that's the problem.
What is that part of the house?
Shed.
Could we have Exhibit 42, 7091? And where is this?
This is in the backyard, a view of the back of the house.
And Exhibit 43, 7092? What about this part, sir?
This is the back left corner, if you're looking at the back of the house.
And, sir, did you have the opportunity to look at that shed as well?
I did.
Could we have Exhibit 44, 7097? And did you go inside the shed?
I did.
Could we have Exhibit 45, 7390? And where's this, sir?
That's a view inside the shed.
Got a siren going by, sir, and let it go. Sir, did you find anything that night when you were there on January 4th?
No.
And did you have the opportunity to look at any vehicles that night while you were there on January 4th?
Yes.
What vehicle did you look at?
Volvo XC90.
Could we have Exhibit 46, file number 7057? What is this, sir?
That's the Volvo XC90.
And, sir, if I can just ask if you can keep your voice up, did you have the opportunity to look inside the Volvo?
I did.
What did you see inside the Volvo that night?
I noticed the trunk portion of the SUV was lined with plastic sheeting that was folded.
And anything else inside the Volvo?
In the trunk, I noticed like a maple seedling, it looks like a V they spin when they fall from the trees.
Now, how long did it take to do this walk around?
About 30 minutes.
And what did you do after the walk around?
I returned to the Cohasset police station.
And what did you do when you went back to the station?
Further the investigation.
How so?
I checked for any international flights, if Anna had taken any, by putting a flag on her passport.
Yes, sir.
I reached out to the Metro DC police to do a walkthrough of the townhouse down in DC.
Yes, sir.
And I called Anna's sister.
Now, after doing those things, did you ever have the opportunity to return back to 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes, that evening.
And why'd you return back to the home?
I brought the fire department back to the house to investigate the pool.
And so how did you do that, sir?
The fire department brought high-powered floodlights and a pike pole to scrape the pool to see if there's anything inside.
And what did you see happen when they did that?
They found a pool skimmer at the bottom, and then they used that pool skimmer, because it was wider than the pike pole, to scrape the bottom of the pool.
And was anything recovered?
No.
And about how long was this? Did it take to do this checking of the pool?
15 minutes.
And after you did that, what did you do next?
Returned back to the police station.
But what time do you think you got back to the police station?
10:30 or so.
And so did you do anything further on January 4th?
Would have reviewed the notes I had thus far.
Okay. And then what's next in the investigation?
I spoke to Jem the following day.
Okay. So now we're on January 5th.
Yes.
Okay. Walk us through January 5th as far as what you did as the investigation to find Anna Walsh.
I began contacting friends and family, gathering more background information. I created a missing persons bulletin, and I disseminated that to the department internally. I believe it went out on our social media. I sent it to the Mass Fusion Center, the Mass Crime Net, and the South Shore Detectives as a shared distribution list.
And may we have Exhibit 47, the poster? So, sir, this is the poster that you circulated?
Yes.
And I want to ask you about some of the places that you circulated it. You can take it down now, Ms. Gilman. Thank you. You said Fusion? What's that?
The Massachusetts Fusion Center. It's a information sharing system for law enforcement.
And besides them, what other organizations did you share it with?
Mass Crime Net. It's a distribution list for detectives and investigators.
And then was there a third?
South Shore Detectives.
And so I take it that's just the police departments in the South Shore?
Correct.
So you've circulated the flyer. It's January 5th. Now what are you doing?
I began checking for financial records to see if there are any recent transactions. The phone was pinged the night prior, and we were reviewing the phone location data that day.
Okay. And so you're reviewing phone location data. And in addition to that, do you do anything as far as searching the area that day?
A canine track was conducted a area search with a canine was conducted in the house.
Can you tell us?
Rear of the house, excuse me.
The rear of the house. All right. So what's the rear of the house like at 516?
It's wooded. If you go through the woods straight back behind the house, you'll reach another neighborhood.
About how far is it between the two neighborhoods?
Less than a quarter mile.
And how is this area search conducted? You said a canine, but what's that entail?
A canine handler and the dog will do a scent search to see if there's any odors that jump out to the dog, if there's any indication.
Who is the canine handler that worked on this?
Sergeant Reardon.
And what department is he affiliated
I'll be
with?
right back.
And so was anyone else involved in the search at this point in time?
No.
So after the canine search is done, what else do you do on this case on the 5th?
We checked for any Amtrak travel. We had troopers from that are assigned to the Logan Airport check each ticketing agency to see if there's any travel for Anna.
And what did you do as far as checking in with any cab companies or anything like that?
I began calling cab companies from Quincy to Plymouth.
Any other ride shares that you checked on?
We checked with Lyft and Uber to see if there were any pickups in that area of town.
And besides checking with the troopers at Logan Airport and cab companies and ride shares, what else did you do on the 5th?
We requested additional resources.
And who did you request additional resources from?
My supervisor reached out to the Norfolk County, the troopers assigned to the Norfolk County DA's office.
And did you have the opportunity to meet with any of those troopers on January 5th?
Yes.
About what time did you meet with the troopers on January 5th?
About 5 p.m.
Where did you meet with them?
Cohasset Police Station.
And who did you meet with?
Trooper Chico and Sergeant Buchanan.
And what did you do when you met with the troopers on the 5th?
I brought him up to speed on the investigation thus far, and we listened to the audio recording of that first interview.
After that was done, did you do anything else besides just reviewing the recording with the troopers?
We went to the house.
About what time do you think you got to the house?
8:30.
And who went to the house?
Myself, Sergeant Hunt, Detective Lieutenant Lopes, Trooper Chico, and Sergeant Buchanan.
Who is Sergeant Hunt?
Cohasset Police Sergeant. He's now retired.
And who is Detective Lieutenant Lopes?
My supervisor.
And the other two were the state troopers?
Correct.
And so who was present at 516 CJC when you arrived on January 5th?
The nanny, Robin Howe, was leaving as we arrived. Present was the defendant, his mother, and his 3 children.
And so what did you do that night as far as dealing with the defendant?
I conducted a second interview.
And who participated with the second interview?
Myself, Sergeant Hunt, Trooper DeChico, and the defendant.
And where did this interview take place?
That same dining room table.
Where was Detective Lieutenant Lopes and Sergeant Buchanan?
They were in the living room on the other side of the staircase.
And who was with them?
The defendant's mother.
And what access did you have to the living room?
It's an open floor concept, so the only barrier in between those 2 rooms was the staircase.
Now, Your Honor, may I have a moment?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. That interview on January 5th, was it recorded?
It was.
And have you reviewed that interview?
I have.
Does it fairly inaccurately depict the interview you had with the defendant that night and Sergeant Hunt and Trooper Chico?
Yes.
Your Honor, Commonwealth seeks to enter a drive with the interview from January 5th as the next exhibit, which would be, I believe, 54.
Subject to the earlier objections, any new objections? It'll be marked and admitted as Exhibit 54.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I have it as 54.
Sergeant, I'd like to ask some questions about January 5. After that, well, actually, there's people talking in the other room. Who are they?
The people talking on the table?
No, there's conversations going on behind you, it sounds like. What's going on there?
Detective Lieutenant Lopes and Sergeant Buchanan are interviewing the defendant's mother, Diana Walshe.
And after the interview, did you have the opportunity to walk around the residence again?
Yes.
What did you see in the attic?
I went in the attic. The attic's unfinished. There's insulation and exposed floor joists.
But nothing else in there?
Correct.
Did you go back down the basement?
Yes.
What did you see in the basement?
If you go down the steps, to the right is utilities. If you go left, there's like a refrigerator. There's some storage boxes, some trash bags, some cleaning equipment.
Did you do anything with the trash bags?
I kind of manipulated the bag from the outside.
And what did you notice?
I felt like there was a carpet sample or a piece of a rug inside of one.
Did you open the bags?
I did not.
Did you have the opportunity to go outside again?
Yes.
What did you do outside?
We checked the shed, the backyard, walked around the property again.
And did you do anything with the pool?
We shined our flashlights into the pool again, but it was looked at with the floodlights the night prior.
Now, what about vehicles that night? Did you look at any vehicles?
We looked at the Volvo again.
And what did you do to look at the Volvo?
We went through it more thoroughly.
And did anyone give you permission?
Yes.
Who?
The defendant.
And what did you find in the Volvo?
In the Volvo was a receipt and a cell phone.
And did you ask the defendant about the cell phone?
Yes.
And what did he say about the cell phone?
It was the eldest son's cell phone.
And the receipt, where was the receipt from?
Lowe's.
Was there a date on it?
January 4th.
And do you know which Lowe's?
Weymouth Lowe's.
Now, on January 5th, besides this interview that's recorded, did you have any other conversations with Mr. Walsh?
Yes, we spoke on the phone a few times earlier that day.
Well, let me ask you, when was the first time you spoke to him that day?
Just before 9 a.m. on that Thursday.
And do you remember the substance of that conversation?
I just let him know that we were working on the investigation and we would be in touch.
And when was the next time you spoke to him?
About 3:45 p.m.
And what did you talk about in that conversation?
I had called him and left a message. He had called right back. And he asked about media and a PR person. And I had asked about if Anna carried large sums of cash on her. And he said sometimes yes, sometimes no.
What did he ask about a PR person?
He asked if he should get a PR person or talk to the media.
What did you say?
I said he's free to talk to the media, although I don't recommend it.
Now, how long were you at the Walsh residence that night with the state police?
About 8 p.m. to 10:30 p.m.
And what did you do after you left the Walsh residence?
We all went back to the Cohasset police station.
What did you do at the Cohasset police station?
We began digging into the financial institutions, but given the hour, they were closed and it was tough to get a hold of any record keepers.
So I take it now we're getting into January 6th.
Yes.
What did you do on January 6th as far as this investigation?
A large-scale search ensued. We brought in command posts and we established a staging area.
Who brought in command posts?
The Metrolec command post was present and the Mass State Police command post.
Where were they set up?
Behind Stop and Shop at 400 Chief Justice Cushing Highway.
And how was the large-scale search done of the area?
There were canines. There was the Metro search and rescue team and the State Police CERT team conducting an area search of that wooded area.
Now, was anything recovered in that search?
No.
Sir, what was done to try and find surveillance video in that area?
Neighborhood canvasses were conducted.
And how'd you do that?
We requested assistance from neighboring agencies, their detectives, to come in. We'd pair a detective with a trooper, and they go around checking residents and businesses for any sort of security footage.
What was done as far as press conferences on the 6th?
My chief, Chief Quigley, gave a press conference on that Friday.
Now, did you have the opportunity to speak to any people as far as witnesses on the 6th?
Yes.
Who'd you speak to?
Jem Mutlu,
And where did that conversation take place?
the Cohasset Police Station.
And who was with you when that conversation took place?
Trooper Chico.
And that day on the 6th, what was done as far as obtaining any digital devices from the defendant?
We collected on consent some digital devices.
And who went there to get those, if you know?
Lieutenant Fanning,
From what department?
Mass State Police.
And now, sir, when is it the next time you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Walsh after the interview on the 5th?
I spoke to him on the phone Friday.
The 6th?
Yes.
And after that conversation, did you ever speak to him again?
Saturday.
Saturday. And where did that conversation take place?
At the same dining room table in his home.
And who was present for that conversation?
Myself, Trooper Chico, Trooper Proctor, Attorney Minor, and the defendant.
And about what time did that conversation begin on the 6th?
About 2 p.m.
Was anything returned to him on the 6th?
The digital devices that we had on consent.
And were you present for that?
Yes.
Now, have you had the opportunity to review the statement from January 7th?
Yes,
And does it fairly and accurately reflect the defendant's statements?
it does.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth would seek to have marked as Exhibit 55 the next drive that has the interview from January 7th.
What is the plan for day 2?
Your Honor, we have approximately 40 more minutes of interviews to play. I believe I have about 30 to 40 minutes of an examination left of Sergeant Schmidt. There would be cross-examination. I leave that to counsel.
Yes,
and then we would
yeah,
put on
well.
Trooper Guarino to go over the
All of
results
them.
of the Safari searches, and the Safari history of the MacBook, also mentioning the iPad and some of the work he did on one of the phones. I anticipate there's binders of information that would go in through him and that would be reviewed with him.
Those are binders that you, I think they're on my bench, but are those the 3 binders that we previously discussed?
Yes, Your Honor.
And remind me, I think I remember this correctly, that you have binders for each of the jurors? Or are you going to do them on all in the electronics?
We're going to do monitors. It's a lot of paper.
It is.
And I would easily break the machine. So that is the intention to do that. We are also going to call in another half a dozen witnesses if we go fast, and I will give counsel the list of the extra witnesses we'll have, because I'm not too sure what the cross will be. So I want to make sure we have more business available for us than we might get to.
Sorry. So I cut out the third interview part, which is going to be finished tomorrow. I mean, you can hear this part if you want. It's kind of boring.
I appreciate that. And then I will keep an eye on the forecast. It's what I most recently read is they were downgrading it slushy, but the commute tomorrow.
Like and subscribe.
Leaving work might be messy. If it starts to get messy here, I'll probably cut the day short. Hopefully the weather will stay rainy instead of snowing. But
Is there some kind of major snowstorm going on in the
Other places, yeah.
is there snow by you?
Not yet. No. But I mean, there's not a lot of snow by me.
Not by Montauk? Secaucus?
It's not in Secaucus, I don't think. But that's supposed to be coming, although in my last I looked, we weren't supposed to be getting snow. And also if there was bad weather, if there was weather coming, I would have heard about it from my mother.
Did you from my mother?
My mother would have told me.
My mother.
It's gonna snow.
Did you see the video I sent of the rain? I mean, it wasn't that bad looking on the video, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like, I can't see out these wipers.
Yeah.
It's like day after
I
tomorrow.
like the judge, and everyone in the chat today agreed that she's sexy.
She bored me. She bored me to death with the jury instructions. I was just like,
I mean, at the end when she was standing up and talking, jury instructions are always boring.
Like I said, what is with all these books behind her? Nobody's touching those books.
She has read them all.
Is she coming out and be like, oh, I need to look up this. Let me grab this book out. No. Nobody's touching those books.
No,
Massachusetts got to get their stuff together. I don't even understand. Why is the prosecution or the Commonwealth in front of the defendants? What?
Their courtrooms are a lot nicer than any of the other ones we see, I think. But they have a lot of more sirens than almost.
But this is like colonial type setup. Like, your lord, my lord. Like they should be wearing gray wigs.
Let's not get crazy.
be limber.
I also think that right now we're ahead of pace.
Good. All right.
You're ahead of pace? You thought you were going to get all this done today, so I don't know how you're ahead of pace.
There was another question. I'm just hesitating to get up because I feel like there's something else I wanted to ask you. Can't bring it back right now. So I'll remember it right after I step off the bench, and then I'll pepper you with that either by email through the clerk or otherwise. Oh, I know what it was. I think earlier today when we were talking about the William Fasto text messages, I did.
So William Fasto is her lover, and there's some kind of deal with the text messages here.
Final paragraph, and went back, and it was Exhibit 199 that I was referencing, or paper number 199, not paper number 197. It's motion to eliminate number 13, which goes back to the same arguments with regard to state of mind evidence. But at one
everything's illegal in Massachusetts.
I
remember Edge of Darkness.
Point, I knew where to find some of those, whatever was marked for the grand jury, but I don't see it anymore. Two things. One, best I can tell, according to my records, the defense never opposed that motion to eliminate. So if the opposition is different than the substance of the opposition to paper number 199, specific to Mr. Fasto, the defense should let me know that. When do we think we're going to see Mr. Fasto?
We're working on Thursday, Your Honor.
Okay, so everyone knows when it's going to be. And secondly, so that I can get prepared for those arguments, I want the Commonwealth to get me a copy of Mr. Fasto's emails.
Text messages.
Thank you.
Copy today, I can get the court. I think the one that the government would
expect to introduce, I think has some photos blurred out, but just for the court to see. And we did submit a written objection to statements relating to state of mind. We didn't specifically reference his. If it would assist the court, I can certainly have something by tomorrow morning, even just a one-page highlighting and specifying our objections. Right. But I'll pass this up now just so you have it. So I do have whatever you objected to for 199, and I went through Qualls or Quails or whatever the name of how you pronounce the case at the time, and some of the cases that followed it. So I'm familiar with what the law is with regard to the state of mind exception. I just want to refresh my memory. There's certain of Mr. Fasto's text messages with Anna Walsh that I remembered from prior hearings, but this will help me. I'll take a look at this tonight. And I'll get it engaged, just brief draft or brief memo, just outlining the argument a little more concisely. All right. All right. That's all I can think of right now. Any other questions, comments, needs? Commonwealth first.
No, Your Honor.
And defense, anything you want to raise with me? Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. This day one. Look, we got it under 3 hours. That's a lot better than watching 8 hours of this.
Oh, who are you telling?
Well, you watched 8 hours, but
Yeah, I know. But I think tomorrow, for anyone who's here that's going to join tomorrow, I think we're going to start after lunch at like 2 because the first half of the day,
fast forward through that stuff. I mean,
exactly. The first day, the part of the day, we're just bored and really hungry.
And there's nothing about this trial that's just like,
No, it's not.
oh
And
my
also
God.
nobody's behavior. Really, it's the behavior of like now we have an idea of what the lawyers are like. The attorneys are like, and
Yeah.
the judge. There's nothing hilarious going on there. So, I figure I'll set it up after this. I'll start at around 2, and then we can talk about important things and then watch the stupid trial.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Unless they cut it short for weather tomorrow. So thank you, Suma, for being here. Remember to hit like and subscribe. We are here, or I'm here, or whatever. Often we will. We're gonna end it with the 80s mix. Kayla Marie. Kayla Marie.
I love this song. I'm gonna have it in my head all day and night now.
You are my special.
So good.
Make sure to check out the playlist. If you don't understand the jokes on the channel, you gotta watch the pornography. You gotta watch the Sarah Boone playlist. They're in the description of this video. Subscribe to Suma. Give her some love. Let's get her above 100,000. Let's get her that silver plaque. How many?
I have 200,000. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Well,
No, I have 2,000 something.
Okay. Well, then the extra 200,000, can 100,000 of you subscribe to me so I can get a silver plaque?
Can we just get something going here, people?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Drunky.
Kiss your finger.
Delete your archives.
Delete your archives. Bye.
Kayla Marie. Come on. No, you might. Little baby girl, right? Here we go. Come on. Kayla Marie. You know you are my precious baby girl. I swear I love you just so much, my little princess. My little baby girl, let's just have sex. Now listen to me, Kayla, miss. The penis wants his girlfriend now. Miss for joiner between your legs, Kay. So tell me, did you count? Did you count those hairs down there yet? Or were there too many for you to count? Cause Kayla, if there are, I mean that just might be okay. As long as you promise to taste my wine. The white stuff that comes out of a grown man's penis. Tell me, Kayla, do you know what it's called? Because you have it too. It drips out of your vagina. When you get excited and I'll taste it. I wanna taste your cum, your 13-year-old cum, Kayla. Eating is what it's called when a man licks all up and down your clit. It's gonna feel oh so good for my precious little baby girl princess. I'm gonna pick you up and throw you in my white Dodge Ram and take you with me to my apartment. As soon as we get in, your clothes are coming off precious, but it's gonna be like, what the fuck? Get on the floor, Kayla.